26 to 32. Nationwide 90 FM's coverage of the 2025 general elections. Coming soon.
Ready to tackle that building project? Start right. Start here at H&L Rapid True Value for building supplies. The time by H&L Rapid True Value is
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
Learn about smart betting strategies with AnyBet. Bet wisely, enjoy responsibly, and maximize your success. The temperature by AnyBet is
32 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 out west in Montego Bay.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robian Williams.
In Nationwide News at this hour, the police have apologized for wrongly publicizing a man as wanted for murder.
NIA lashes out at Parliament, accusing it of allowing corruption to go unchecked.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says his government will eradicate all gangs in the country.
Let me be clear, the government will eliminate and eradicate every single gang in Jamaica.
The PNP is condemning an incident at Houghton's Pharmacy after a supporter was chased out of the store.
Come out of the place, we have sorts of things inside now. Come out! This is Mr. Houghton place, where jail clean and labor right. Come out of here! Come out of here!
Man gets life imprisonment after pleading guilty to illegal possession of 3 guns.
In news from the rest of the world, 5 more Trinidad and Tobago nationals have been deported from the United States.
Iran fired hundreds of ballistic missiles into Israel on Friday as the conflict intensified.
In headline sports, high percentage chance of rain as West Indies prepare to face Ireland in second T20 International in Belfast.
And later in our broadcast, in the cover story at 5:35, the JCF is apologizing for a major blunder after it mistakenly published a photo of an innocent man, Orlando Gray, naming him as wanted for murder. Chairman of Jamaicans for Justice, John Clark, will join us.
In public opinion at 6:26, we ask, what are you getting your dad for Father's Day? Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio, and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693. You can leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide 90 FM.
In the nation's business at 6:40, what does it mean to be a great father? We'll hear from a few of them.
And at 8, it's the A-Team with Dennis Brooks.
All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile, Nationwide 90 FM, Nationwide Radio, JM.com, and on the Nationwide app. It's available on the Google Play and the App Store. This Friday afternoon, it's Friday, June 13, 2025.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, is apologizing for a major blunder after it mistakenly published a photo of an innocent man, naming him as wanted for murder. The man, Orlando Gray, was featured on the JCF's Wanted Wednesday series last month. The police force says it has taken steps to prevent the reoccurrence of any such issue. Shalois Michael reports.
It's a case of mistaken identity that has left Orlando Gray in distress. The 26-year-old construction worker told TVJ News that he turned himself over to the Mandeville police after his photo began circulating on a JCF poster. The post listed him as wanted for a murder committed in Portmore, St. Catherine. Gray says he was taken into custody and transferred to the police in Portmore. There, he says he faced a series of questions. All of this occurred while the JCF posted a follow-up photo claiming Gray was in custody. Gray says he then retained a lawyer, was further interrogated, and subsequently released days later. But he says despite the error, the JCF only removed the photo after being pressed about the matter. In its apology on Friday, the force noted that the error occurred due to the existence of another individual bearing the same name. It says that man is in fact wanted for murder. The JCF says it regrets the mistake, recognizing any inconvenience or distress it may have caused. The security force says it has conducted a thorough review of its internal processes and quality management systems to ensure the accuracy and integrity of all information released to the public. No explanation has been given as to how the initial error occurred. Shaloy Smichael for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Chairman of Jamaicans for Justice JCF, that should be JFJ, John Clark, is welcoming news from the constabulary force that it has put systems in place to prevent another case of mistaken identity. According to Mr. Clark, no system is without flaw.
I am actually heartened to see the JCF response in relation to the fact that we have published an apology to the citizen whose life will be irreparably damaged as a result of this particular mistake. But what is important to note is that mistakes can be made in our criminal justice system. No system is infallible. So what it is that as a state will have to examine, and they have indicated that they will be doing that. What exactly went wrong in their protocols, but situations like this can be avoided in the future.
Mr. Clark, who is an attorney at law, says he hopes the matter will be a teachable moment not only for the JCF, but also for citizens to be more cautious about accepting information online at face value.
Sometimes the JCF may get information from sources which may turn out to be inaccurate. And what this case demonstrates is that in this situation, wherever the source the JCF got information from is inaccurate, what is also patently clear is that it may not be a malicious error in terms of the action of the state. So one look forward to see how this will be resolved, if at all it reaches the court.
John Clark, Chairman of Jamaicans for Justice.
The National Integrity Action, NIA, is condemning what it describes as moves to weaken the Integrity Commission, protect the powerful, and override democratic oversight. Its latest charge was issued in a statement today. Mahiri Stewart reports.
NIA's statement is raising an alarm regarding recent developments coming out of the Parliament. The anti-corruption body has blasted a recommendation from a parliamentary committee to remove the Auditor General from the Integrity Commission. The recommendation was put forward by Government MP Everald Warmington. That fact has seemingly incensed the leadership of NIA, who noted that the committee accepted the recommendation of an MP who has openly stated that governance should only serve those who vote. NIA is also condemning the recommendation that the Integrity Commission must first seek the consent of individuals being investigated before accessing information from third parties. That recommendation was put forward by the country's permanent secretaries. NIA has not acknowledged that the Integrity Commission would still be empowered to obtain the information it requires through a court order. Instead, it has described the developments as direct attacks on accountability, transparency, and the principles of good governance. It says the developments are of particular concern, as the Parliament has remained silent on sitting parliamentarians who are being investigated for illicit enrichment. NIA says rather than prioritizing accountability, parliamentarians are seeking to protect themselves by allowing corruption to fester unchecked. No evidence was provided to support that claim. In particularly striking language, NIA has accused the Parliament of negligence and engaging in a systematic effort to dismantle oversight, suppress scrutiny, and shield those who abuse power. NIA is calling on Jamaicans to reject what it says is a dangerous erosion of integrity, demand transparency, and defend the institutions meant to protect the people. It says if Jamaicans fail to challenge leaders who put themselves above the people, the country will regret it. Efforts to reach NIA's principal director, Daniel Archer, for comment were not successful. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Opposition spokesperson on justice, Senator Donna Scott Motley, is condemning a video on social media in which a supporter of the People's National Party was ordered to leave Houghton's Pharmacy. The PNP supporter was wearing a branded orange cap. In the video, a woman can be heard repeatedly yelling at her to leave the pharmacy.
Come out of the place, we now start up here inside now. Come out! This is Mr. Martin place, where jail cleaning and labor right. Come out of here! Come out of here! Come out! Come out! Come out! Come out! Tell me something in the watch. Yeah, come out! Just get down with
Senator Scott Motley says no Jamaican should be mistreated due to their political allegiance.
This disgraceful act is not only a gross display of political intolerance, but it also represents a dangerous attack on the right to freedom of expression, a fundamental right enshrined in our Constitution. We must never allow ourselves to revert to the dark days of political tribalism that marred our society back in the 1980s. As a nation, we have all worked together hard to move beyond that era, and we must guard against any actions that seek to take us backwards. No citizen should ever be denied service or be harassed because of their political affiliation.
Senator Donna Scott Motley, opposition spokesperson on justice. The opposition is calling on the management of Horton Pharmacy to publicly apologize to the individual involved and to the wider Jamaican public for the conduct.
Meanwhile, Nationwide News reached out to the owner of Horton's Pharmacy, Stafford Horton, for a response. He says he was not willing to speak on the record and directed our news center to a statement on the pharmacy's Facebook page. That statement says the video circulating on social media requires a response. At no point in the statement does the pharmacy offer an apology. Rather, it says it has been faithfully committed to serving customers for 105 years. It says the pharmacy loves everyone and has no problem with a woman identified as official nation builder. It is not immediately clear who that person is. The pharmacy says the incident does not reflect who it is. It says it will resolve to work harder moving ahead as it seeks to serve the community in Mandeville. Stafford Horton is the former MP for North West Manchester. He served from 1980 to 1989. He won the seat on a JLP ticket.
Jamaica's debt stood at over $2 trillion at the end of March 2025. That's according to the Consolidated Fund as analyzed by Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis. The document was tabled in the House of Representatives earlier this week. Siobhan Campbell has the details.
$2,219 billion. That's Jamaica's total national debt. That represents a slight decline from the $2,228 billion for the same period ending in 2024. Of that number, $1,400 billion was foreign debt. There was a slight increase in foreign debt over the period ending in March 2025 of roughly $100 million. External bondholders made up the bulk of the figure at $758 billion. This was followed by sums owed to international and multilateral institutions, totaling $547 billion. Debt owed to foreign governments and institutions stood at $91 billion, of which $77 billion was owed to the Chinese government. This was followed by Venezuela, which was owed $13 billion. In terms of local debt, the government owed a grand total of $822 billion. It's a decline in the local debt stock of $9 billion. This was made almost entirely of market loans. The single largest line item under local debt was Jamaican dollar benchmark investment notes at $756 billion. This was followed by CPI-indexed investment notes at $56 billion and treasury bills worth $10 billion. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.
Annual eye examinations not only assess your vision but may be life-saving. Eye tests may detect serious health issues that go beyond your vision, including diabetes, hypertension, and some cancers. Call IQ Optical to schedule your comprehensive eye test today. The time by IQ Optical is...
It's 14 minutes after 5.
Rentokil Initial offers air purification solutions with triple filtration and unique auto-sensing capabilities that neutralizes malodor and replaces it with clean air. Call Rentokil Initial at 926-4236 for more details.
The temperature by Rentokil is
32 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay.
Looking for superior quality transportation from an international award-winning provider? Well, look no further. Choose Island Car Rentals, Jamaica's leading car rental company, setting the standard for ground transportation in Jamaica. For over 50 years, Island Car Rentals has been your trusted partner for reliable, top-quality vehicles. But we're more than just a car rental company. Need an airport transfer at any hour? Heading out of town and want to travel in style with a private chauffeur? Need a truck to rent for business or personal use? Or maybe you need a customized shuttle or tour for a large or a small group? Whatever your transportation need, Island Car Rentals has you covered. Call us today at 876-926-8012 or 876-929-5875 or visit www.islandcarrentals.com to book your next trip. Because Island people take better care of you.
Continuing the news. A St. Catherine man has been sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to multiple gun-related offences under the Firearms Act. Nicholas Hibbert, also known as Dundun or Blacks, was convicted following his arrest on March 6 last year in Central Village in St. Catherine. He's to spend 25 years before being eligible for parole. The police, acting on a search warrant, found 3 prohibited weapons and ammunition at his residence. This includes a black revolver with 6 rounds and a silver and black pistol. When confronted by the police, Hibbert attempted to flee and begged, quote, "Officer, please don't kill me," end quote. He also said to the police, "I no mind, officer," end quote. He was subsequently placed under arrest. He was taken to the police station and when cautioned, he reportedly said, quote, "Officer, me care on go show away one more day and only give me a chance," end quote. Hibbert pleaded guilty to all charges in March this year before Justice Lorna Shelley Williams. His sentence was handed down on June 9.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has again appealed to those involved in criminal activities to lay down their weapons.
I want all our young men to do well, to grow up to be fathers, productive, law-abiding citizens. I don't want you to be killed. So I have to appeal to you. Those young men who feel that they can take up a gun and go and commit a crime and we don't know, we will find you. And you will either meet a judge or your maker. I am appealing with all my heart to you. Put down the gun. Put it down. Let me be clear.
Dr. Holness's appeal comes amid a 44% drop in murders so far this year. The Prime Minister says his government is determined to uprooting gangs and those who import guns into the island.
Let me be clear. The government will eliminate and eradicate every single gang in Jamaica.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. He was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Village of Tower Hill housing development. The 6-unit facility, which is set to be completed in December, will replace an existing tenement yard.
The outgoing Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn, says her successor should be known by next month.
I understand that the Services Commission, they sent out an advertisement and applications are closed, and I understand that you have had applications, and I would expect that within the next month that they should be doing the interviews. So hopefully by sometime in July, Jamaica should know who their new DPP will be in September, and I can commence the handing over.
Llewellyn is set to retire as the country's first female DPP in September. She was forced to take a leave of absence in June last year following a Supreme Court ruling that ended her term in office. The matter was settled when the Court of Appeal overturned the lower court ruling. Ms. Llewellyn says she's proud to be leaving behind a premier DPP's office.
There are a lot of things that we have put in place, protocols. I'm pleased to have said that I have a Jamaica Prosecutor's Manual and a lot of different things that we have done to outfit the office for the 21st century, which is why I can say, like this autopsy suite here in the Caribbean, I suspect you will have no other like that in the Caribbean. In the same way, the Jamaican DPP entity, we are the premier, and I would say looked up to by everybody else in the Caribbean.
DPP Paula Llewellyn, she was speaking at the recent opening of the new autopsy suite.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
The World in a Minute.
5 more Trinidad and Tobago nationals have been deported from the United States. That's according to a statement issued on Friday by the U.S. Embassy in Port of Spain. It says embassy personnel collaborated closely with TNT partners to facilitate the arrival of a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement deportation charter flight. The embassy says the deportees, 3 men and 2 women, range from 19 to 57 years old. They all had significant criminal records. One individual, previously deported from the U.S., had an outstanding warrant in TNT for robbery. The 5 Trinidadians follow a group of over 20 other nationals who were deported from the U.S. last month.
Iran fired hundreds of ballistic missiles into Israel on Friday. The attack came in response to Israel's unprecedented strikes against Iran yesterday. According to CNN, Iran described the attack as the beginning of its crushing response. Injuries are being reported in Israel, with thousands being directed to bomb shelters. In a statement on Friday, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country had launched a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat. He says that operation will continue until the threat is removed. Netanyahu, who for decades has raised the alarm about Iran's nuclear program, said he authorized the air assault in an effort to prevent Iran from building nuclear weapons. Iran has long insisted its nuclear program is for civilian purposes only. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iran to make a deal on its nuclear program, warning of an even more brutal Israeli attack.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour. The police have apologized for wrongly publicizing a man as wanted for murder.
NIA lashes out at Parliament, accusing it of allowing corruption to go unchecked.
The PMP is condemning an incident at Horton's Pharmacy after a supporter was chased out of the store.
Man gets life in prison after pleading guilty to illegal possession of 3 guns.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Roby Ann Williams.
You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on the Google Play and the App Store. News next, the headlines at 6.
The National Land Agency will distribute titles under its systematic land registration program for residents of St. Elizabeth and Manchester from June 30 to August 29, 2025 at the Junction Guest House, Junction, St. Elizabeth. You will need your government-issued ID to collect your title. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
This is to advise that on Sunday, June 15, 2025, the Mayor's Parlor will begin at 12:30 p.m. We do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Sports at 5 is brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. The West Indies and Ireland will try again to get a start to their three-match T20 International Series at the Civil Service Cricket Ground in Belfast on Saturday. The first game in the series, scheduled for Thursday, was abandoned without a ball being bowled following persistent rain. There's an 84% chance of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. The teams did not even make it down to the ground, and so they hope for much better weather when the game is scheduled to be rolled off at 9 o'clock Jamaica time. Let's see how that one goes. The West Indies are desperate to end a miserable tour of Ireland and England on a high after being swept in both three-match one-day international and T20 series against England and drawing 1-1 to Ireland in their 50-over series. Aiden Markram slammed a brilliant unbeaten century to put South Africa within tantalizing distance of a historic victory over Australia in the World Test Championship final at Lord's. Markram was not out 102 at close on day 3 as South Africa set 282, reached 213 for 2 at stumps, just 69 runs away from their first hold on the Test Championship title. Captain Themba Bavuma was there with Markram at the close on 65. They've so far shared in an unbroken third wicket stand of 143. Mitchell Stark has so far taken the 2 wickets to fall for 53 runs. Earlier, Stark and Josh Hazelwood shared a stand of 59 for Australia's last wicket in the morning session of day 3, which appeared to give them the upper hand. Stark top scored for Australia with a gritty unbeaten 58 as they were dismissed for 207 in their second innings. Kagiso Rabada grabbed the 4 for 59 and 9 wickets in the game, and Lugi Ngidi 3 for 38. The 5-year wait for the annual general meeting of Netball Jamaica appears to be finally over. The governing body for netball in Jamaica says the AGM is set for the summit on Chelsea Avenue on Tuesday, July 15. 2021 was the last time the association held an AGM. The association was unable to host the AGM without the audited financial report. Tricia Robinson's position as president and a total of 9 other directors, including the executive, will be elected at the upcoming meeting. Positions on the executive to be filled include president, first and second vice president, and the treasurer. The president, as well as the directors, can only serve 3 two-year terms. Karen Bowe is the only person so far to indicate her desire to run for president of the association.
The important thing is that it's an opportunity to really work with and for the sport that so many of us love. I'm looking forward to, in the next few months, working with the new team to ensure that we put a lot of new structures in place to improve our governance and our financial accountability. We haven't really had a problem with financial management. It's just been in the reporting that we've had some challenges, and we hope that now those are truly put to bed and we can move forward full force.
And Bowe is clear on what the number one priority will be if she happens to become president.
I'm looking forward also to working with all our stakeholders, with our funders, especially, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport and the GOA, with our great sponsors, and of course with our members, the clubs and the communities who play netball, who love netball, and to work on getting the Sunshine Girls to their rightful position in the world. We're working on being number one, and that definitely will be one of our priorities moving forward.
Karen Bowe seeking the office of president of Netball Jamaica. Olympic champion Roger Stoner will lead 5 Jamaicans into action at the Wonder Diamond League stop in Stockholm, Sweden. On Sunday, Stoner threw 70 meters on the nose to win Olympic gold and set a new championship record in Paris last year, and he'll be making his second appearance this season. On Monday, he threw 67 meters 19 to finish third in his season opener at the Van de Blankers-Koen meeting in the Netherlands. Reigning world champion Daniel Williams and national champ Kieran Nugent are entered for the 100 meters hurdles, while Akelia Smith will compete not in the triple jump this time, but in the long jump for women. The other Jamaican in action at the meet, Sharon Summon, runs in the women's 400 meters hurdles. That's sports. We're going to be back with more at 6:05.
Sports at 5 was brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade. Bosco Bell St. Mary is your newest gateway to Miami. Daily flights are available for your convenience. The temperature brought to you by the Airport Authority of Jamaica is
32 degrees Celsius here in the nation's capital, Kingston. It's 28 in the western city, Montego Bay.
And now, for a special message on the JCF Transformations Expo 2.0 by Deputy Commissioner Karina Powell-Hood.
We've been planning for months, and now we're ready to share more of the essence of who we are. At the JCF Transformations People, Quality and Technology Expo 2.0, coming June 19 to 22nd at the National Arena in Kingston and at the Montego Bay Community College. Come, see, experience what you've been hearing about your transforming police force.
Don't fall victim to deepfakes. Protect yourself.
What is the
For more
TV?
information, visit broadcastingcommission.org or scan the QR code on screen.
Deepfake. No deepfake can't catch me.
Junior, you know say AI can make something will look and sound just like you? One day Junior get a voice note from her granny. Say the food done, the medication done, and she need money urgently.
Need money urgently? But Miss Pat no like ask people for things.
And as so comes, Judy get suspicious.
So what she do?
She asks the neighbor to go check pan her. Junior, the lady quite alright over there make her Sunday dinner.
So the voice note a deep fake?
Yes, my love. Come, your food ready.
Right now it look like we have to outsmart the AI. But wait. I really want dege dumpling here, give me.
Me I wonder if AI can make one deep fake dumpling for you.
To learn more about deepfakes, visit www.broadcastingcommission.org.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
The name you trust to be your friend, to be a partner by your side. For generations we have been the one you trust as your financial guide. Sagicor, building trust for generations, helping hopes and dreams to grow, building our nation. Sagicor's the name you know. Sagicor.
Sagicor, celebrating 55 years.
Building trust for generations.
Kingston Wharves Limited urges the public to be on the lookout for unscrupulous persons using the names of company officials to defraud unsuspecting persons under the guise of selling motor vehicles and other equipment. Kingston Wharves does not sell motor vehicles, neither does the company conduct auctions. If you encounter any such persons, report the matter to the police.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM from 6 to 9 p.m. for a live broadcast of the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, Sunday, June 15. Hear from Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie, Constituency Chairman Davian Vassell, and guest speakers Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Floyd Green, Rhoda Moy Crawford, Senator Abka Fitzhenley, and Councillor Beverly Prince. It's the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, Sunday, June 15 from 6 to 9 p.m. right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the West Kingston constituency and the Jamaica Labour Party. Due to the broadcast of the Area Council 1 meeting on Sunday, June 15, Jamaican Dads, Immaculate Moments, and Baha'i Faith will not be aired.
Not a mercy. This one is very classic, dedicated to all the schoolers who are taking them.
If you've ever struggled to pass an exam, then you'll know that students today are under great pressure to get good grades and secure qualification needed to move on to higher education. The problem is that too many students are struggling alone and could really benefit from connecting with hardworking teachers and other bright students in other parts of the country and the region. Join me, Dennis Brooks, this and every Friday evening from 8 to 9, with a repeat on Saturday morning from 8 to 9. For the A-Team, a study group on radio, my team of teachers, students, and experts will break down the syllabus, giving you information, tips, and past paper questions, that will help you get top grades in your upcoming exams. Follow us on Facebook Live and on Twitter and be a part of the community. It's the A-Team, Fridays at 8 p.m. with a repeat at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's your free extra class on radio and social media. And it's right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide at 5 for this edition of Hopeful Friday. And it's a particularly special Hopeful Friday.
Why is that, Ricardo? Why is that?
It's Professor Hope's birthday.
Yes, it's my birthday. It's Friday the 13th.
Yes.
It's also my birthday.
But because it's your birthday, it's a good luck day. Not a bad luck day.
For me, it's a good luck day. The 13 is a lucky number for me. So
happy birthday, Prof.
Thank you so much, Ricardo.
How will you be celebrating?
I'm taking it peacefully, accepting all my gifts, accepting all my wishes, and then things may happen later and or tomorrow.
All right.
Yes.
Sounds like a fun weekend.
A very, very calm, peaceful, calm. That's what I'm working for this birthday.
Good.
Yes.
On the cover story this afternoon, the JCF has apologized after it published the wrong photo and accused the man of being wanted for murder. That major blunder involved Orlando Gray, and he was featured on the JCF's Wanted Wednesday series last month.
Gray, a 26-year-old construction worker, told TVJ News that he turned himself over to the Mandeville police after his photo began circulating on a JCF poster. The poster listed him as a wanted for murder, a murder committed in Portmore, St. Catherine.
Gray says he was taken into custody and transferred to the police in Portmore. There he says he faced a series of questions. Now, all this occurred while the JCF posted a follow-up photo of Gray claiming that he was now in custody.
Gray says that he then retained a lawyer, was further interrogated and subsequently released days later. But he says despite the error, the JCF only removed the photo after being pressed about the matter. In a statement on Friday, the JCF apologized for the error.
No explanation, however, was given as to how the error occurred. Dana Davey has the full statement from the police.
Official statement from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, acknowledges that an error was made in our recent Wanted Wednesdays campaign where the image of Mr. Orlando Gray was mistakenly published. This occurred due to the existence of another individual with the identical name who is in fact wanted in connection with a murder investigation. We deeply regret this mistake and offer our sincerest apologies to Mr. Orlando Gray, recognizing any inconvenience or distress this may have caused. In light of this incident, we have conducted a thorough review of our internal processes and quality management systems to ensure the accuracy and integrity of all information we release to the public. We are committed to preventing any recurrence of such errors in the future. As always, we remain dedicated not only to reducing crime and ensuring public safety, but also to upholding the human rights and civil liberties of every individual. We thank the public for their understanding and continued support.
That's Dana Davey there, our producer, reading in full the statement posted today by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Joining us now to discuss, we have Chairman of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, John Clark. We reached out to the JCF to join the discussion, but they declined. Mm-hmm. Good afternoon, John.
Hi, good afternoon, John. Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. Your reaction to this entire incident?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I must first start by saying that I was pleasantly surprised to read that statement from the JCF, and when one thinks about it, it is very difficult to think of any other instance in which the JCF had issued such a very detailed, one, apology, and two, examination, mature statements which in essence indicate that yes, we got this thing wrong, but two, our eyes will still be on the ultimate goal, which is to keep the entire country safe, and we're looking at the process to see how it can be improved. And I think that they deserve to be applauded for releasing that particular statement, and I hope that in the future days they will make public so we can all see what exactly went wrong in this particular situation and what protocols will be engaged to ensure this never happens again.
Indeed, John. And one of the questions I asked when I heard about the incident was exactly how does the JCF go about ensuring that the name of the individual that they have identified actually matches the photograph that they take, because it can't just be based on matching a name. In other jurisdictions, I lived in the US briefly, they actually use things like your date of birth and your social security number, because there are many instances when persons have the same name, even the middle name full, so that they ensure that this kind of challenge doesn't occur because of the implications for the individual who will be impacted.
It is, but what's also concerning is that the relevant police officers who were perhaps engaged in the investigation of the particular suspect, one wonders to what extent were they contacted by the persons who posted the picture. Because if that officers don't know who they're looking for, or is it that and in scenarios like that, it is concerning, but we can't be too hard on the JCF, because one must remember that there are also tasks by any human organization. Errors will be made. The problem is not to make an error. The question is, how do we learn from it and avoid it for the future?
On the face of what you see, well, before I get to that question, let me ask you, John, because I did a quick look through on social media of the original post that was made, and I noted that a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of people who were commenting, seemed to be suggesting that, no, you shouldn't turn yourself in. You should make them come for you, man.
Yes.
And it sort of gave me a chill. And I wondered how you read those comments when you saw them online.
Well, there is a concern. We have a mob lynch culture. And there's a concern that all well-thinking Jamaicans have, which is perhaps caused by the high level and nature of crime. And some persons are so frustrated with it that we're just reach a tipping point where we're like, well, what can be done? Anything can be done to ensure that these quote-unquote criminals are brought to justice in the shortest possible time. But what this case should give us a moment of pause, because persons can be wrongly accused, they can be wrongly labeled, and they can be wrongly posted in the JCF most wanted social media posts. So not every time the police will get it right. That's exactly why we have a justice system, and that's exactly why we need due process to examine the facts and find out exactly where the truth lies. And many of the commenters in those particular posts were quick to convict the gentleman just by his picture being posted without a moment pause that somehow a mistake can be made. So this is also a teachable moment, not just for the JCF, but for those persons who are posting that perhaps that man should get extrajudicial action, because we may very well have a scenario in which innocent citizens have their pictures wrongly posted.
So that mantra, innocent until proven guilty, John, still holds in many of these instances, even when there may be persons who are aware of the true identity of a person that is posted on the JCF Wanted Wednesdays.
Yes, and we must never forget mistakes can be made either maliciously or by sheer negligence.
And I'm going to ask, as an attorney, John, as you look at this situation, because there's an obvious question as to whether an apology alone is sufficient. I noted when I watched the report, Mr. Gray was saying he was now fearful of leaving home, of going to work, that, he was affected by the entire incident. And I wondered, as an attorney, whether you thought that there could be any cause for further action on his part.
Well, he will have to examine that with the benefit of mature consideration from any legal advisor who would examine his particular situation. But I note in particular that he indicated that the conditions of his imprisonment as a person who was innocent was particularly inhumane. I know in particular that he was concerned about how he was treated and threatened, in his words, by police officers. And I know that in scenarios like that, it may very well be a situation where mere apology may not be sufficient. But the state would also, one would hope, if he makes a claim, have mature examination on their own part to ensure that as much as possible, if it's a reasonable claim, it is settled in the shortest possible time. But what one must never forget as well, even if he gets compensation, even if he gets declaration, those may never go far enough to correct the impact, the psychological impact that this may have in relation to him and his own view of the police and even his family members' own view of the police. So mistakes like these are best avoided because not even the greatest of monetary compensation can somehow put Genie back into the bottle.
Hold it there for us, John. We're up on the break. We take the break and come back with more.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
5:45 p.m.
Burn Shack fried chicken always ready. Shack original crispy. Burn Shack Cajun spicy. Burn Shack a barbecue. Burn Shack we are go a Burn Shack.
The temperature brought to you by Bird Shack Fried Chicken in Kingston, Montego Bay, and Ochivios is
30 degrees Celsius here in Kingston. It's 28 out west in Montego Bay.
You're a VIP with CIBC Caribbean. Spend US $100 or local equivalent with your CIBC Visa credit card for your chance to win a crop over VIP experience in Barbados. An all expense paid trip for two. Staying at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel. Cultural tours and Aura experience with full glam makeup plus tickets to the hottest last lap events. Visit CIBC Caribbean /crop over 2025 for more info. Conditions apply.
And now, a special message from our Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake.
In 2023, many of you told us how pleasantly surprised you were with our first Transformations Expo. Be prepared to be amazed at Transformations Expo 2.0, People, Quality and Technology, coming from 2 locations at the National Arena in Kingston and simultaneously at the Montego Bay Community College from Thursday, June 19 to Sunday, June 22. Bring your friends. Bring your family. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jackama figure dig the wall.
Our Total Tools.
Beat waka figure trim the lawn. We have everything your job demand.
Total Tools.
We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When you say home improvement, landscape construction, or Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option.
Total Tools located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slive Road, Kingston.
And lot C6 Jackson, St. Anne's Bay. Call us today.
Get on the rum with Appleton Estate this month. Dive into the history, craftsmanship, and experience a taste of Jamaican excellence. Indulge in your favorite Appleton Estate cocktails and food pairings available at participating restaurants. Or receive a complimentary Appleton 8-year-old Reserve 200 ml when you purchase a bottle of Appleton Estate's Signature Blend 750 ml while stocks last at participating outlets. Appleton Estate. Land on the extraordinary. Follow us at Appleton Estate JA to get on the rum. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Donna Hope.
We have with us John Clark, the chairman of Jamaicans for Justice, discussing this issue where the police today apologized after it mistakenly published the photograph of the wrong person listed as wanted for murder. John, at the top of the discussion, you said you were surprised at the apology. And I was wondering to myself, what do you think it means then that the JCF recognized the error, and you seem to be suggesting that you couldn't recall another time when that had happened? What do you think it means about the professionalism of the force that we're now seeing?
Well, I am slowly, I think many of us at JFJ, we are actually very impressed with how this current commissioner and the current JCF leadership is dealing with many of the public situation issues that usually beset the JCF. In the past, scenarios like this would be met without a response. And in fact, I recall there was a report that in this particular scenario, one junior officer dedicated to the affected citizen that he should sue the police. And typically, to get a response from the JCF, you'd have to carry them to court, even to get an acknowledgement that something went wrong. And we've been trying to correct it moving forward. And what this means is that even this particular apology is that the citizen can utilize it in the future to make this case easy in relation to to convincing whether it is an embassy, whether it is employers, that there was an error in this particular case, and it's not a case where he was actually wanted for murder. And that is very mature and will redound to a situation where persons can see a different face of the JCF. And at JFJ, what we all ultimately want is a scenario. I think Queen Ifika made reference to it in her song, where the people and the police are at work, because that's the only way we believe that we can truly have long-lasting crime reduction.
Indeed, John. And of course, listeners are asking questions about how did the young man's photograph how did the police get access to the young man's photograph, and all these various things. But for me, one of the things that is also important is that in the same way that the JCF, which is really, as you're saying, and we do agree, showing a high level of maturity and responsiveness in, trying to make some restitution in this regard with an apology. Also, this kind of scenario can be the basis, for example, of some part of the training behind the scenes for officers engaged in that area, the communications area. How far do we go to ensure that the picture matches the name, matches the actual individual who we are looking for, so that we do not have a repeat of this kind of scenario in the future because of the implications that it has for people's lives and their jobs?
Yes, and one of the things that was startling to me as well is that one of the main rationale typically for public organs not to make apology is the fear that somehow that apology can be utilized to get compensation by affected citizens. So what it's demonstrated to me is that the JCF, despite that concern, which no doubt would have been on their mind, recognize that something fundamentally went wrong here, and that ultimately, to correct this particular wrong, they will have to examine their processes, and they noted that in their statement, which was very mature, and that they will, in essence, ensure that this never happens again. And I have no doubt that they'll do that. The only concern I have is the extent to which that new reviewed protocol will be made public, so the citizens can know exactly what corrections were made in this scenario.
I've also seen comments, John, that say, look, and you've said it, wherever humans are involved, there can be errors. But I've seen comments that say, oh, they've apologized, move on. There's nothing to discuss now because they've apologized. Is that how you see it? That, once the apology has come, then that puts the matter to rest?
No, I think they themselves have indicated in this statement that they'll be looking at their processes. And it cannot just be an apology and then we move on, because what this demonstrates is a teachable moment, not only for the JCF, but for members of the public who were a part of that mob lynching for this particular man to meet his maker. So ultimately, what it is a scenario for all of us to examine our biases, and particularly for the JCF to strengthen the processes that caused this error to occur in the first place.
And John and Ricardo, the Wanted Wednesdays feature on social media has become a kind of popular hype discussion framework where people vent, because they interact with it in different ways. There's usually music, sometimes backing music, and the text is usually very attractive. So people interact with it in a lot of different ways. And I think that also is a part of how you saw them basically, convicting, sentencing, and putting this man to rest in one swell, in one moment. And I think this is something that we also have to look at, as you're saying, John and Ricardo, that how do we respond to the first instance when someone is accused or said to be involved with a crime, and what are we to make of the structures of justice, and how do we respond? It could have been anyone else's son, brother, friend, cousin, boyfriend, husband that is in this scenario. How would you respond in that kind of framework?
Right. And John, as Professor was just talking a while ago, I was thinking to myself, you said that you were hopeful that people would check their biases, but then in the high crime environment we exist in, do you think that realistically will happen? That people will be able to confront those biases?
Well, one time will tell, but what is important is that even for one listener who may very well would have, for example, looked at that social media post and said, all of these people should meet their maker. Perhaps that one listener may very well say, well, perhaps there is a mistake in this case. Who's to tell that on the next scenario there isn't a mistake? What we must never forget is that the police officers never always witness every single crime be occurring. In most cases, they may very well get reports from citizens, and the persons who made reports, they may be mistaken, they may be malicious, they could be a malicious boyfriend or girlfriend, and ultimately what the police have to do, their role is to investigate and place the information before the court. And sometimes they may be placing completely erroneous information before the court. So in many scenarios, the officers will tell you quite honestly that we may not know where the truth lies, but we'll leave it in the court's hands and let the court ferret out the truth and somehow arrive at justice. But some citizens just will believe that once the police lay a charge, that means somebody's guilty, because after all, the police will never lay a charge until somebody's guilty. So what this is a teachable moment for those citizens who were judged during execution in relation to this particular citizen, that somehow the system may get it wrong. Because after all, the system is human.
And I'm thinking of, because I watched the video, the news item with the young man, Orlando Gray. 26 is a very young man from where I sit. And he was just so overwhelmed, I think, with what had happened to him and with the probability of more harm coming to him than actually did in that moment, but also still very fearful about how he was being perceived by people who had not yet been exposed to the police response in saying that, well, it was an error. And so I think for him, he has a lot more healing to do, but also there's a lot more work to be done to ensure that the information about his name being cleared is widely disseminated. That is critical in this moment.
And I see media houses printing the JCF's apology, but still using the offending graphic along with the apology. I don't think that's helpful. I don't think that should happen. People shouldn't still be using the offending graphic that's been proven to be wrong along with the apology. I don't think that's helpful.
There's a mixed message going out there. Yes.
John Clark, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much indeed. Yes.
Yeah, man. John Clark there, the chairman of Jamaicans for Justice. And I think what this says, Prof, is that we have to find the balance. I completely understand that, as I say, in this high crime environment where people are getting results,
yes,
there's a tendency to say, okay, we're going to trust them. We're going to trust the police completely.
Yes.
But as John said rightly, humans are involved and mistakes do happen. But I don't think we can just say it was a mistake and then we move on. We have to ensure that it's not repeated. JCF has given the commitment to check their systems to ensure that they are strengthened. But just imagine if it were you.
Yeah, and I'm saying, if it was just your son, your brother, there's a whole community of people that are connected to this man as, relatives by blood, but also family members and friends who are hurting right now and hoping that Orlando Gray's name and image will be cleared, because he is not one of the, I see my YouTubers, he's not a gun boy. So, he's not one of those. He's a hardworking young man. Even for people who are employed. Remember, if you turn up on Wanted Wednesdays and you're working with a company, they fire you immediately.
You lose your job,
exactly.
lose your livelihood.
You lose your livelihood.
You can't get the opportunities to travel because you might come up in data. Yeah, it can be very damaging.
Chef Noel, as you, they need to be careful, especially with social media and how information moves quickly. They're doing their best, I think, and I think in this instance it would have been also, it took a little while for them to get this apology out and to sort the young man out. Because he was locked up for a couple of days, Ricardo.
Yes.
But they did their best. So JCF, we are not battering you. We're grateful for all the work that you're doing.
And I just want to say to people, you can 100% support the police, as I do, and also support accountability.
Indeed, and yes, they have tried to be accountable, and we hope moving forward.
I welcome the apology.
Yes, and I hope that Mr. Gray, Orlando Gray's name, will be cleared continuously until we have lessening of the challenge that he has faced. And I'm going to encourage his family, try and get some people around it to sort of talk you through this, because this I know is a difficult thing and has been as you move forward. Yes.
That's the cover story. The headlines are next.
The race to 32.
Nationwide 90 FM's coverage of the 2025 general elections. Coming soon.
This is to advise that on Sunday, June 15, 2025, the Mayor's Parlor will begin at 12:30 p.m. We do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
The time brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy is
6 o'clock.
Nationwide headlines at 6.
Good evening with the headlines at 6. I'm Mahiri Stewart. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, is apologizing for a major blunder after it mistakenly published the photo of an innocent man, naming him as wanted for murder. The man, Orlando Gray, was featured on the JCF's Wanted Wednesday series last month. The post listed him as wanted for a murder committed in Portmore, St. Catherine. Gray says he was taken into custody and transferred to the police in Portmore. There, he says he faced a series of questions. All this occurred while the JCF posted a follow-up photo claiming Gray was in custody. Gray says he then retained a lawyer, was further interrogated, and subsequently released days later. But he says despite the error, the JCF only removed the photo after being pressed about the matter. In its apology on Friday, the force noted that the error occurred due to the existence of another individual bearing the same name. It says that man is in fact wanted for murder. The JCF says it regrets the mistake, recognizing any inconvenience or distress it may have caused. Meanwhile, Chairman of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, John Clark, is welcoming news the police has put systems in place to prevent another case of mistaken identity. According to Mr. Clark, no system is without flaw.
I am actually heartened to see the JCF response in relation to the fact that they have published an apology to the citizen whose life will be irreparably damaged as a result of this particular mistake. But what is important to note is that mistakes can be made in our criminal justice system. No system is infallible. So what it is that as a state will have to examine, and they have indicated that they will be doing that. What exactly went wrong in their protocols, but situations like this can be avoided in the future.
John Clark, Chairman of Jamaicans for Justice. The National Integrity Action, NIA, is condemning what it describes as moves to weaken the Integrity Commission, protect the powerful, and override democratic oversight. Its latest charge was issued in a statement on Friday. The anti-corruption body has blasted a recommendation from a parliamentary committee to remove the Auditor General from the Integrity Commission. The recommendation was put forward by Government MP Everald Warmington. That fact has seemingly incensed the leadership of NIA, who noted that the committee accepted the recommendation of an MP who has openly stated that governance should only serve those who vote. NIA is also condemning the recommendation that the Integrity Commission must first seek the consent of individuals being investigated before accessing information from third parties. NIA says rather than prioritizing accountability, parliamentarians are seeking to protect themselves by allowing corruption to fester unchecked. No evidence was provided to support that claim. In particularly striking language, NIA has accused the Parliament of negligence and engaging in a systematic effort to dismantle oversight, suppress scrutiny, and shield those who abuse power. NIA is calling on Jamaicans to reject what it says is a dangerous erosion of integrity, demand transparency, and defend the institutions meant to protect the people. Opposition spokesperson on justice, Senator Donna Scott Motley, is condemning a video in social media in which a supporter of the People's National Party was ordered to leave Houghton's Pharmacy in Manchester. The PNP supporter was bearing a branded orange cap. In the video, a woman can be heard repeatedly yelling at her to leave the pharmacy.
Come out of the place, we now start the PNP inside now. Come out! This is Mr. Houghton place, where jail clean, where labor right. Come out of here! Come out of here! Come out! Come out! Come out! Come out! Tell me something in the watch in here, come out! Just get down with the watch in here, come out! Come out of the place! Come out of the place!
Senator Scott Motley says no Jamaican should be mistreated due to their political allegiance.
This disgraceful act is not only a gross display of political intolerance, but it also represents a dangerous attack on the right to freedom of expression, a fundamental right enshrined in our Constitution. We must never allow ourselves to revert to the dark days of political tribalism that marred our society back in the 1980s. As a nation, we have all worked together hard to move beyond that era, and we must guard against any actions that seek to take us backwards. No citizen should ever be denied service or be harassed because of their political affiliation.
Senator Donna Scott Motley, opposition spokesperson on justice. The opposition is calling on the management of Horton's Pharmacy to publicly apologize to the individual involved and to the wider Jamaican public for the conduct. Meanwhile, Nationwide News reached out to the owner of Horton's Pharmacy, Stafford Horton, for a response. He says he's not willing to speak on the record and directed our news center to a statement on the pharmacy's Facebook page. It says the video circulating on social media requires a response. At no point in the statement does the pharmacy offer an apology. It says the pharmacy loves everyone and has no problem with a person identified as official nation builder. It is not immediately clear who that person is. The pharmacy says the incident does not reflect who it is. It says it will resolve to work harder moving ahead as it seeks to serve the community in Mandeville. Stafford Horton is the former MP for Northwestern Manchester. He served from 1980 to 1989 and he won the seat on a JLP ticket. A St. Catherine man has been sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to multiple gun-related offenses under the Firearms Act. Nicholas Hibbert was convicted following his arrest on March 6, 2024 in Central Village, St. Catherine. He's to spend 25 years before being eligible for parole. Police acting on a search warrant found 3 prohibited weapons and ammunition at his residence, including a black revolver with 6 rounds and a silver and black pistol. Hibbert pleaded guilty to all charges in March 2025 before Justice Lorna Shelley Williams in the gun court. His sentence was handed down on June 9, 2025. Those are the headlines at 6. I'm Mahiri Stewart. Sports is next.
Are you looking for a place where your imagination can blossom into something amazing? Where you can be as creative as you dare with facilitators who will prepare you to succeed in a global career? Or maybe you're looking for a place that practices tertiary level education in a practical way? Then you belong at the Vocational Training Development Institute, VTDI. Become the best you can be. You belong here. VTDI, empowering people, transforming lives.
Make a toast to your future. The JTA Cooperative Credit Union is by your side. All educators, the best is what you deserve.
We'll keep your dreams alive.
Competitive loans to help you grow.
We'll take you higher.
Great returns on your savings. A bright future is in the making.
Build the best you with the best credit union. We are committed to serving you.
JTA Cooperative Credit Union, serving our members, impacting lives positively.
Plug into the sun with Peak Energy Solutions. We are your affordable provider for everything solar. Grid tie or off-grid solar P systems, solar air conditioners, panels, lithium batteries, solar supplies, and installation. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
Good evening with your sports report. I am Alric Swaby. We both things off with some cricket as the West Indies and Ireland will try again to get a start to their 3-match T20 international series at the Civil Service Cricket Ground in Belfast on Saturday. The first game in the series scheduled for Thursday was abandoned without a ball being bowled following persistent rain. There's an 84% chance of rain in the forecast. The teams did not even make it down to the ground, and so they hope for much better weather on Saturday when the game is scheduled to bowl off at 9 a.m. Jamaica time. The West Indies are desperate to end a miserable tour of Ireland and England on a high after being swept in both three-match ODI and T20 International Series against England and join 1-1 with Ireland in the 50-over series. Aiden Markram slammed a brilliant unbeaten century to put South Africa within tantalizing distance of a historic victory over Australia in the World Test Championship final at Lord's. Markram was not out 102 at close on day 3 as South Africa set 282, reached 231 for 2 at stumps, just 69 runs away from their first hole on the Test Championship title. Captain Themba Bavuma was there with Markram at the close on 65. They have so far shared in an unbroken third wicket stand of 143. Mitchell Starc has so far taken the 2 wickets to fall for 53 runs. Earlier, Starc and Josh Hazlewood shared a stand of 59 for Australia's last wicket in the morning session of day 3, which appeared to give them the upper hand. Starc's top scored for Australia with a gritty unbeaten 58 as they were dismissed for 207 in their second innings. Kagiso Rabada grabbed 4 for 59 and Lungi Ngidi 3 for 38. After a successful tour of the Caribbean, South Africa departed from St. Lucia, beaming with pride. The South Africans won the 3-match ODI series 2-0. They also won both games in the 4-day series, winning Game 1 by an innings and 188 runs before taking Game 2 by 7 wickets. Captain Marques Ackerman says they were able to accomplish their goals.
It was a really good tour for us. I mean, we came here wanting to, really win both the series, and we managed to do that. And I think the guys can be really proud of themselves.
Ackerman says the selectors made the right decision.
That's why we're here, is to get a bit more experience and play at this level, and this is the platform that that allows you to go that step up. So I think they'll be really stoked with everyone in the squad. Everyone contributed at different times, and I think that's why we were so successful.
He scored 266 in 3 innings, including a double century in the first match. Ackerman believes he's on course for his maiden call-up to the senior test squad.
Getting my first double 100 is massive. It will be something that I'll always remember, especially here in St. Lucia. So it's something I'll keep close to my heart. I mean, getting a test call-up is obviously a dream for all of us. But the test team is doing well at the moment, and hopefully if I keep doing the right things, I can get my first test call-up as well.
Marques Ackerman. Aiden Markram slammed a brilliant unbeaten century to put South Africa. Okay, so now we move to netball, as the 5-year wait for the annual general meeting of Netball Jamaica appears to be finally over. The governing body for netball says the AGM is set for the Summit Hotel on Chelsea Avenue on Tuesday. 2021 was the last time the association hosted an AGM. The association was unable to host the AGM without the audited financial report. Trisha Robinson's position as president and a total of 9 other directors, including the executive, will be elected at the upcoming meeting. Positions on the executive to be filled include president, first and second vice president, and treasurer. The president, as well as the directors, can only serve 3 2-year terms. Karen Baugh is the only person to indicate her desire to run for president of the association. Baugh says an administration run by her will be focused on Jamaica being ranked number 1 in the world.
I'm looking forward also to working with all our stakeholders, with our funders, especially, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport and the GOA, with our great sponsors, and of course with our members, the clubs and the communities who play netball, who love netball, and to work on getting the Sunshine Girls to their rightful position in the world. We're working on being number 1, and that definitely will be one of our priorities moving forward.
Karen Baugh. Olympic champion Roger Stoner will lead 5 Jamaicans into action at the Wonder Diamond League stop in Stockholm, Sweden on Sunday. Stoner, who threw 70 meters to win Olympic discus gold and set a new championship record in Paris last year, will be making his second appearance this season. On Monday, he threw 67.19 meters to finish third in his season opener in the Netherlands. Reigning world champion Daniela Williams and national champion Akira Nugent are entered for the 100 meters hurdles, while Akila Smith competes in the women's long jump. The other Jamaican in action at the meet, Cheyenne Salmon, runs in the women's 400 meters hurdles. Now to football, as the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup football tournament gets underway on Friday with defending champions Mexico facing the Dominican Republic at the SoFi Stadium in California starting at 9:15 Jamaica time. 3 more games are scheduled for Sunday as Trinidad and Tobago open their campaign against the United States at PayPal Park in San Jose at 5 p.m. and Haiti take on guest team Saudi Arabia in the first game of a doubleheader at Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego at 7:15 p.m. The last game on Sunday sees Costa Rica take on Suriname at 10 p.m. Two-time finalist Jamaica bows into action on Monday against Guatemala at the Dignity Health Tennis Center in California starting at 9 p.m. Jamaica time. The Reggae Boys are drawn in Group C along with Panama, Guatemala and Guadeloupe. Fraser's whip forward Davia Richards will again lace up her goal-scoring boots when they take on Federal United in the Jamaica Women's Premier League at the Prison Oval on Saturday. Richards currently leads the Golden Boot race with 28 goals, while Cavaliers' Shaniel Spence is in second with 25 and Shakiri Douglas third with 23. Meanwhile, UWI women welcome Mile Gully at UWI Bowl. Proven Girls host Arnett Gardens at York Sports Complex. Springer United face Real Bay at Irwin High, and Los Perfectos tussle with Cavalier at Mile Gully Community Center. All matches start at 3:30 p.m. Former Manchester United and Juventus midfielder Paul Pogba is in advanced talks with Monaco as he seeks a return to football after a doping suspension. The French World Cup winner is moving towards a return to his homeland with the League One side. Discussions have revolved around the midfielder signing a 2-year contract with Monaco, who hope to close the deal in the coming days. Talks have been ongoing for a number of weeks, with Pogba training before pre-season as he plots his return to action. Pogba was provisionally suspended after being randomly tested following Juventus' opening game of the 2023-24 season against Udinese. He later received a 4-year ban, which was slashed to 18 months in October following an appeal. He agreed a mutual termination of his contract with Juventus in November and has been free to recompense his career since March. In the Court of Arbitration for Sport's final judgment on his case, it was confirmed that Pogba did inadvertently take DHEA, a substance that boosts testosterone and is on the World Anti-Doping Agency's banned list. Crucially, however, the ruling stated that DHEA only has an effect on performance for females. And finally, in flag football, Jamaica will be hosting 4 national trials in Jamaica and North America from June to August. The first trial is set for Florida on June 15, with the second in North Carolina on June 28. The third installment will be in Toronto on July 6, with the final set for Jamaica on August 9. Coach of the national team Kevin Hines says the trials are to select a strong team to represent Jamaica at the LA 2028 Olympics.
Come join us as we look for the best of the best in flag football so that we can compete eventually for the 2028 LA Olympics. Everyone, please join us, and we will come out with the official location as soon as you blink. But we're looking for the best of the best, and if you're interested, just let us know. If you're a baller, 18 or older, that's the age group that we're looking for, male or female.
Kevin Hines, I'm Alex Swiby, and that's your sports.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612-5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is
6:19.
Tired of waiting for your ride? Want safety and peace of mind on every journey? Amber On Time is here! With verified drivers, real-time vehicle tracking, and panic button with armed security response, your safety is our priority. Reliable service, easy booking, premium experience, it's all just a tap away. Download Amber On Time today.
Looking for superior quality transportation from an international award-winning provider? Well, look no further. Choose Island Car Rentals, Jamaica's leading car rental company, setting the standard for ground transportation in Jamaica. For over 50 years, Island Car Rentals has been your trusted partner for reliable, top-quality vehicles. But we're more than just a car rental company. Need an airport transfer at any hour? Heading out of town and want to travel in style with a private chauffeur? Need a truck to rent for business or personal use? Or maybe you need a customized shuttle or tour for a large or a small group. Whatever your transportation need, Island Car Rentals has you covered. Call us today at 876-926-8012 or 876-929-5875 or visit www.islandcarrentals.com to book your next trip. Because Island people take better care of you.
Kingston Wharves Limited urges the public to be on the lookout for unscrupulous persons using the names of company officials to defraud unsuspecting persons under the guise of selling motor vehicles and other equipment. Kingston Wharves does not sell motor vehicles, neither does the company conduct auctions. If you encounter any such persons, report the matter to the police.
Are your devices accurate? Are they calibrated? Even small errors can lead to big problems. That's why Jamaicans trust the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From food to fuel, health to hardware, our metrology and testing division provides world-class calibration and measurement services to keep your devices precise and your business meeting global standards. Whether you're weighing goods, monitoring temperature, or relying on the accuracy of devices, we get it right every time. Our advanced equipment and experts help you move with confidence. Call 876-618-1534 or visit bsj.org.jm. The Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From lab to market, the power of precision, powering accuracy, ensuring safety.
Labour rights, the Jamaica Labour Party active and strong machine moves into East Central St. Andrew for their constituency conference. Hosted by constituency chairman Davion Vassell this Sunday, June 15, Tarrant High School, 5 p.m. Come here, Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie, constituency chairman Davion Vassell, guest speakers Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Floyd Green, Rhoda Crawford, Senator Apka Fitz-Henley, Councillor Beverly Prince, share messages of action, hope, and prosperity. Labour rights were ready. No hassle with Vassell. East Central St. Andrew. We are going to take over the place. We choose Jamaica.
Labour Party marching. Labour Party marching. Marching on to victory.
Exciting news! The Design Studio Nationwide 90 FM just got a whole lot bigger. Join us this and every Saturday now from 1 to 3 p.m. for an exclusive show that elevates your home, mind, and soul. Discover the latest interior design trends to create your dream sanctuary. Unlock your true potential with personal growth strategies. Nourish your body and spirit with expert wellness tips. Don't miss out on the inspiration you need to live your best life. Tune in to the Design Studio this and every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. and take the first step towards a more fulfilling you.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Good evening, and welcome to Public Opinion. I'm Robianne Williams. A special good evening to our friends over on our YouTube platform. We invite you to weigh in live in the comment section on today's Public Opinion. Fathers, uno come out. You know, it's a Father's Day weekend. All the fathers out there, we want to salute you. So in Public Opinion this evening, we're asking, what are you getting your dad for Father's Day? A special person who has been throughout your life for some of us, because we know how some circumstances differ for sure. So you having your father, what are you getting him for Father's Day? I have not seen a lot of comments on the social media platform. I don't know if that is indicative of anything. Okay. But I'm going to start with the comments on our Facebook platform. Becca Grant is saying, mine says he wants money. I better give him because he will not talk to me. And because I want friends with him, I'm going to let him get money for Father's Day. Would you look at that? Quite interesting from Becca Grant. Natalie Winter says, all the love, honor, respect, loyalty a daughter who truly loves their father can give. And Natalie Winter is telling her father that she loves him. Philip Jackson is saying, if his father was alive, the way he would treat him, I would certainly give him snake. Audrey Allen is saying, mine is no longer with us since 1981. Wow, Audrey Allen. Winston is also saying, my father and grandfather will be given the same gift as soon as I return to Jamaica. Wow. And Christopher Isaacs Oral Daily saying their fathers have passed. Yeah. It's Father's Day. It's a weekend of us celebrating fathers. Yeah, and we want to know, what are you giving your father for Father's Day? Yeah? It's that day that you set aside everything and you pay tribute and honor and salute your father. Bugs want a Father's Day song from you. So line up something for me. Let me see on our YouTube platform, Sandra Armstrong saying that her father also passed. Truth is saying, this is Father's Day. It's like it's not important. It's not Mother's Day. And that's what I struggle to understand. And not necessarily struggle. But I mean, when it's Mother's Day and everything, we hear and we see all the baskets and everything being put out. Yeah? But it doesn't really get, Father's Day doesn't really get the level of recognition, one would say, that Mother's Day get. But I don't want to go down that lane, and I strictly want to ask you, what are you getting your father? Whether it be your father, your grandfather, your great-grandfather who has been in your life, what are you getting your Father's Day, your father for Father's Day? Yeah? Becca Grant says, yes, Becca, I think I read yours already on Facebook, that your father wants money and only money. Well, send the money, Becca Grant. Send the money to your father because you want a friendship for last. Oh, boy. Lifeline Canada Center is saying, I don't know my father. My grandfather died over 40 years ago. And then there's also that. Some of us, among us, don't know our fathers, you know? Yeah. Let me see if I can get some more. Fair Right says some fathers, some are furthers. So some are fathers and some are furthers. Wow. Let me see if I can get Eddie. Eddie is saying, okay, you're referring to another conversation that was taking place prior to this one. Shelley Clark is saying, I'm fatherless and motherless. Sharon Forbes saying that her father passed 1979. Wow. Jermaine Hines giving my dad my commitment to the best I can be. He was the best dad ever. He passed in 2019. R.I.P. Keith Hines. That's coming from Jermaine Hines. And it seems to be the case that, you know, many people are without their fathers for such, and it seems to be that case. I've read responses where many people are saying rest in peace to their fathers. And I often think about the fact, like on birthdays and special occasion, people would go to the graveside of their loved one and, just put a flower, do something special. Banner Bramford says, my father died in 1995, so my children will have to do the honors of treating me. That is Banner Bamford. If your children are in the hearing of my voice, treat your father. Etta Barclay is saying flowers for his grave. He's no longer with us. Indeed. Juliet S. saying, if I was in Jamaica, I would go visit my dad's grave and make sure the area is clean. Yeah. Mystical Vibrations is saying, the man made his decision. I've made mine, but I will wish him well. Yeah. Peter St. Charles, my dad was my dearest friend and the greatest gift other than my faith in God. He loved me passionately and taught me wisely. He died 3 years ago. Every day I wish I had 1 minute more with him. Leonard Seville is saying, my own father passed in 1973. So, to my mom. Wow. Ursuline Bowen is saying, if I could have back life, if I could give back life to my father, I'd do so. Ayo St. Lawrence, father no want anything, gone to be with the guys at the bar or domino table. Wow. Okay, Gatwick is saying, man no need basket, just a remote and TV and the TV. Okay, on some sports channel with some quiet. No need for one day wonder. Marcia Edwards saying, the younger fathers are stepping up. The older men never own their children. My father never owned me. Wow. Yeah, I'm saying it's a very, like, for some, it's an emotional day based on the fact that they've lost their fathers. And for others, it's also emotional because you have fathers who never really step up to the plate. Yeah? But for those of you who are treating your fathers, your grandfathers, even your great-grandfather, yeah? Be thoughtful. Do something nice. Do something unusual, unexpected. Surprise the man them. Yeah? Elroy Smith is saying, my father is still alive. He is 92. Big up yourself. George Taylor in Aberdeen, St. Elizabeth. Big up yourself. 92 is a wow age. Philip Jackson saying, Father's Day is just a sham out of a pity. It have no love. Have you ever seen anyone giving flowers to a father? Well, you have people who do that, you know. You have people who do that. Yeah? Patrick Godfrey, my dad is a Jehovah's Witness. They don't believe in Mother's Day, Father's Day. I'm just going to cook for him. Yeah, that's nice as well. That is nice as well. Garfield Campbell saying, my father was a superb dad. And we big up all of the superb fathers in the hearing of my voice. Let me see if I can get... Gertrude is saying, big up self, village lawyer. You miss your dad. Yeah. Let me see if I can get in a few more. Judith Dodd saying that her father passed years ago. It's really an emotional and will be an emotional period for many who have lost their fathers. Let me see if I can get in a few more. Orinthia Campbell, happy Father's Day to all the good fathers. Yeah? Okay, let me see. Happy Father's Day. Yes, Sandra Armstrong is also saying happy Father's Day to the good fathers. Yeah? Sophia Nemhard, blessings and okay, that's coming from Willow. All right, so for those of you who are treating your father, just do something special, nice. You don't have to go all the way out like somebody that said they're going to go over and cook. Their father doesn't believe in the Father's Day and the Mother's Day, but go over and cook. You know, if you can't buy something, go over, go treat the man. Treat him. Mothers, treat the fathers of your children. Treat your own father. And just let them feel special because they are indeed special. And I believe that they should feel special, not only for one day, but all the days. Thank you so much for participating in Public Opinion. The Business Report is up next.
Sperm donor, you wanna know soldier, how you feel the senior and I neglect your junior. Run when the pressure reach you, Jaja gonna beat you. That's why me just pick up myself, cause me a real father. Never love me son and don't neglect me daughter. Take care of the responsibility, never neglect my dignity. You pick up the man from him a real father. Never let him son and don't neglect him daughter. Take care of the responsibility. Never neglect them bikini.
Public Opinion was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Drive the most exciting new vehicles in Jamaica. Schedule your 2024 Ford Ranger pickup or Ford Everest 7-seater SUV test drive now. Call or visit KIG today.
The time by KIG is
6:34. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Nationwide's Business Report. I'm Robianne Williams. Global oil prices jumped after Israel said it had struck Iran in a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East. The price of the benchmark Brent crude rose more than 10%, reaching its highest level since January before losing some gains. Traders were concerned that a conflict between Iran and Israel could disrupt supplies coming from the energy-rich region. The cost of crude oil affects everything from how much it costs to fill up your car to the price of food at the supermarket. A number of products from a brand of U.S. sweets are unsafe to eat and contain ingredients that could damage DNA and increase the risk of cancer. That's according to the Food Standards Agency. UK businesses and consumers are being urged to stop buying and selling the Jolly Rancher products owned by U.S. firm Hershey. The FSA says they contain chemical compounds, mineral oil aromatic, and mineral oil saturated that are not compliant with UK laws. A spokesperson for Hershey said the safety of Jolly Rancher was its first priority, though it could not always guarantee that products produced in the US would meet the regulatory requirements of other countries. And finally, in the currency markets at the close of trading today, it cost 159 Jamaican dollars and 60 cents to buy $1 US, 216 Jamaican dollars and 61 cents to buy $1 British pound, and 118 Jamaican dollars and 12 cents to buy the Canadian dollar. That's the Business Report. I'm Robianne Williams. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend.
At Kia, driving your future means joining the movement that inspires. Whether it's the small but mighty Picanto hatchback or the top-of-the-line tech-rich Sorento SUV, there's a Kia that perfectly fits your lifestyle and your budget. ATL Automotive has gotten Jamaicans behind the wheels of thousands of Kias for the past 7 years. And we're ready to get you behind the wheel of a Kia too. Simply visit the nearest Kia showroom for a test drive now.
You've led teams, built businesses, and influenced change. Now, lead research that transforms your field. Apply now for the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean's Doctor of Business Administration or Doctor of Professional Practice. Flexible, research-based, and designed for working professionals. All UCC programs are accredited by the University Council of Jamaica. Learn more and apply online at ucc.edu.jm. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
Taste it, eat it, drink it, applaud it. The 26th staging of the Jamaica Observer Table Talk Food Awards, the Caribbean's premier culinary event, powered by MasterCard, takes place Thursday, June 26th on the East Lawns of King's House. Get your tickets at Starbucks at AC Marriott, Starbucks Ligony, Starbucks Waterloo, Signature Boutique, Unit 9, Legal Business Centre, 31 Upper Waterloo Road, Uncorked, Uncorked 2, Constant Spring Road, Uncorked Barbican, Sovereign North, Uncorked Ochi, Draxhall, Uncorked West, Fairview Shopping Centre, Resort Wear by Ereline, Shop 4 Progressive Shopping Centre, Kingston, Cafe Dolce, 114 Constant Spring Road, Kingston, Fromage Bistro, 8 Hillcrest Avenue, Kingston, and of course the offices of the Jamaica Observer in Kingston and Montego Bay. Adults 18 years and over. Drink responsibly.
This Father's Day, escape to the Pamper Temple for ultimate relaxation. Adam and Eve Day Spa. All treatments are infused to melt your tension and remove stress. Pamper Dad with a massage, facial, body treatment, and mani-pedi. Unwind at Adam and Eve and enjoy complimentary Pure Country juices and Johnny Walker. But now at www.adamandevedayspaja.com. Purchase gift certificates. Call 876-754-6017 or WhatsApp 876-567-2142 for details.
You're a VIP with CIBC Caribbean. Spend US $100 or local equivalent with your CIBC Visa credit card for your chance to win a crop over VIP experience in Barbados. An all-expense paid trip for two, staying at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, cultural tours, and Aura Experience with full glam makeup plus tickets to the hottest last lap events. Visit CIBC Caribbean /crop over 2025 for more info. Conditions apply.
You want to win? Then just bet. Bet on the game, no stress, no sweat. And win big in the Wanna Bet Just Bet promotion. Spend $1,500 or more on one Just Bet ticket and complete the entry form at promotions.supremegames.com for your chance to win. Third place gets Beats by Dre. Second place gets an iPhone 15 and AirPods Pro. And first place gets a 65-inch TV and a soundbar. Promotion runs May 16 to July 20, 2025. Grand draw July 25, 2025. Authorized under Section 58. Of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
The Faculty of Law at the UA Mona invites you to their 11th annual symposium under the theme Law and Justice in the Caribbean, Pathways to Development. Saturday, June 28 and Sunday, June 29 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel or attend online. CLPD credits available. Hear riveting discussions on AI, digitization and the law, gender, sexual harassment and ethics, environmental and climate justice, CARICOM law and the CCJ. Register now at www.mona.uwi.edu/law or call 876-550-2680.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
This is to advise that on Sunday, June 15, 2025, the Mayor's Parlor will begin at 12:30 p.m. We do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM from 6 to 9 p.m. for a live broadcast of the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, Sunday, June 15. Hear from Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie, Constituency Chairman Davian Vassell, and guest speakers Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Floyd Green, Rhodamoy Crawford, Senator Abka Fitzhenley, and Councillor Beverly Prince. It's the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, Sunday, June 15 from 6 to 9 p.m. right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the West Kingston constituency and the Jamaica Labour Party. Due to the broadcast of the Area Council 1 meeting on Sunday, June 15, Jamaican Dads, Immaculate Moments, and Baha'i Faith will not be aired.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with me. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. We forget to big up my DJ. DJ Jerome the Shell Boss, I'm gonna make it bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tunes. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
true beauty of music is that it connects people. It carries a message. It speaks to you. It changes you. And that's exactly what we do just for you every Sunday as we take you to Urban Paradise, 9:10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Urban Paradise is a weekly musical journey that will serve up 110 glorious minutes of positive storytelling through music, mixed in with inspirational features to provoke thought and to heal the soul.
Like a dream come true, just wanna be with you.
So join me, Diane Ashton Smith, this and every Sunday, 9:10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. Urban Paradise, opening our hearts, connecting to others.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. It's time now for the nation's business. And as Sunday's Father's Day, we're talking about fatherhood.
Definitely.
What does it mean to be a great father?
Well, it says redefining fatherhood. We're going to redefine it? Or, yeah. So this evening, we want to explore how the role of the dad is evolving in 2025. Gone are the days when being a great father was defined solely by being a provider or a disciplinarian. Today's dads are nurturers, co-parents, mental health advocates, and emotional anchors. So we ask, what does being a great father really mean in today's world?
And we're joined by three fathers, Philip Clark, Lester Thomas, and Michael Thompson. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, yes. So we want to talk a little bit about some of the new ways that people are defining fatherhood and the kind of new expectations that people have about fatherhood. And I know one of the persons on the panel, Philip Clark, but I'm not sure about the age ranges of the other two gentlemen, Lester Thomas and Michael Thompson. I think one gentleman is coming from an earlier generation. Much earlier. So can you tell us, and I want to bring everyone in, because fatherhood and the ideas we had about it, maybe from like the 60s and 70s, things have changed a lot, Ricardo. People don't just want to pay the bills and discipline the children you come in from work, but you have to do a lot of other things.
So let me ask you, Michael Thompson.
Yes.
How do you see fatherhood in 2025? What are some of the demands?
Well, to begin, I'm 30. I'm the new father.
You're a new father.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Daughter, son?
Son, yeah, he was born last year, December.
Okay, you're a new father.
Yeah.
Yes, congrats.
And to be honest, the new generation father, from what I have witnessed so far, from me and also my peers, we have actually, as you said, we have moved past just the providers and the disciplinarian type, because even myself and also a couple of my friends who are recent fathers, there's nothing like, the other day I was actually filling out a form for my son, and I did not have to ask my partner any question regarding his birth or anything like that. I know the weight that he was born, all that information.
I'm not supposed to beat the table. I'm going to tap the table gently. Because I want to tap the table gently.
And I realized that my friends that actually, because I speak to them regarding this, and they say, there's nothing about their child, their son or their daughter, that they do not know. I was at every one of the clinic visits with her. Well, when I don't have work, because based on the work, I have to meet with some clients there and there. So whenever it's not as important or I could actually kill the day, I'm there with her. Through it all, from the first to the last, to his birth, and now I'm here. Before we
bring in Philip Clark and Lester Thomas, Michael, as a new father, you participate in the 3 a.m. feed, the bit before. Tell us.
Yes, I'm there. Even last night.
Yes.
Mr. I don't know what kind of party he was keeping in the house, but I was there while she slept. I was the one up while she slept peacefully through the night and everything.
And your eyes are bugging them and you have to get up and go work.
Yes, because even today, because actually the good thing about it, I didn't go to work today. But so I actually got some sleep. But during the other time periods, sometimes I'm at work. I have to be around the desk and sleep upright and all of that.
Let me ask you, Lester Thomas, because as I listen to Michael, when I was growing up, I used to hear a lot that Jamaican fathers work less. Let me be very honest. And as I listen to Michael, I'm thinking to myself, is that perception changing? How do you see it?
All right, good evening, everyone, again. Not a new father like Michael. 27 is the age, and I've been a father since 20, or 19 going 20.
Oh.
So I've been around a bit, and I had a lot of growing up to do, so I can give some testament to that. The question that you asked about Jamaican men or Jamaican fathers being workless, it's a tough one. I don't. When a father is in their children's life, I don't think they're workless. So just being there, that's the first step. So from you're there, you're not workless. Yes, you have more to do. Yes, you have financial, emotional obligations that you should fulfill. But just being there, you're not workless. Right?
But so many of them, Lester, are not there. They just opt out.
Totally. That's the issue that we're having right now in the world, but more so in Jamaica, since it's our home country.
Yes.
The fathers are not there. They're opting out of being fathers. I don't know if it's a new culture or what has happened over the past 30 years or so, created that paradigm shift. So males don't want to be fathers anymore. That's the issue. We're having less and less fathers in the household, and it's creating a lot of different dynamics, and the family is not there anymore. The strong foundation is not there.
We need to bring in the other person.
And then that's where the kids, you get to see that they get the spin-off from that, and it can really turn their life in a direction that it really shouldn't go to. Right? It can make their life more difficult.
Yes.
Well, Lester, Michael, and Philip, that the research has shown that children need both parents. So not that boys need fathers and girls need mothers. Children need both parents. So the point you're making is correct, Lester, that children need both parents. So your presence is very important. But many times persons equate the financial aspect of it as being more important. And you'll hear a lot of that. You see a lot of that on social media. If the man now mind the pit and work for money now come, it's a lot of trauma. But if the father turns up, because I remember when I was growing up, a father would turn up, for example, with his bicycle every Sunday, coming every, didn't live with the kids, but would turn up and do his best. And the mother was not happy about it because he didn't have the bag of money to give. So there's that concern that many fathers have. If you cannot support at a certain level, higher profile support, pay some big prep school fees, are you being a good father or are you not being a good father? Philip, I want to bring you in on this part of the discussion in terms of how is it that from your perspective fatherhood is defined today?
Thank you. Fathers nowadays are challenged to be more involved. With the female counterparts being, as we know the stats show, employed at higher levels, very involved, they're entrepreneurs now as opposed to 40, 50 years ago. The men have to step in, play a greater role, stay up, as you said, in the night with the kids, go to the appointments. They have to be more present, which I think many of us are thinking. I can't speak to myself. I was there every step of the way, from all the doctor's visits, all the clinic visits, school, pick up, drop off. So gone are the days when men could get away with just being financial providers. They have to do that, plus be involved, do the homework, help with that, diaper change. A lot of demands being placed on fathers nowadays. So those are some of the definite changes that we see between fatherhood then and fatherhood now. You have to be a psychologist. You have to be, you have to take on these roles which are unusual for males over the years.
So these are some of the nurturing roles that usually some of them were mainly seen as the mother's responsibility.
Yes. Because you have to support the women because they are out there also trying to earn with increased cost of living. No longer can one parent provide adequately for the household. And in my case, I have twins, so it was double the cost. So, none of us could stay away from work. And luckily for us, it was during COVID where we had time to spend and watch them grow. Not just sending them to school and not seeing them during the day. We had them during the day. They grow, develop. You can watch them grow and develop and be active in that process.
Michael, I've often heard fathers say, they say to their fellow men, look, be in your child's life, as I heard yourself and Lester saying. And they say there are certain joys of fatherhood. As a new father, what are some of the joys that you've experienced? Your son is almost 1 now.
No,
he said last year, December.
It's like 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. But trust me, like, you see, because even the other day I was at work and he's on my lock screen.
Yes.
And I was actually looking for some information for some clients, and I saw him and he was smiling, and in the picture that I have on, he was smiling and everything, and I was like, wow. And my coworkers, it's like, you show off you, man. Yeah, you go like a young one, and like, you get me?
Yeah. Like you up off of the Geraldine truck and leave us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You get me? And then whenever I come home, and he sees me, like his mom will get a little hi, like you know me like that.
Yes.
But then when he sees me, it's like, oh, daddy's here, yes, and that. No matter what happens during the day, that right there just erases every single thing that I went through in that day. It's just like a magic eraser, just swoops, like forget about that. Who I thought of that right now, my time. And it's just an amazing feeling. Trust me. And like every time person see me with him, I'm always kissing him up and he's laughing and everything, and
it's a new way of father these, New way of fathering, because kissing him up and things have changed.
That's something that because you were speaking earlier regarding back then, the parents, all father has to do was provide and everything like that. That's something that I had to unlearn, because my father, right? He's a great father, don't get me wrong. But because the emotional aspect was not there, understanding and everything, that actually caused us to have a lot of feuds and everything like that. You get me? And as we get older and he gets to understand how I interpret things and everything, that actually led to us having a much better relationship now than back then. You get me? And due to that, I had to say, you know what, when I finally get my son or my daughter, I'd have to be a different person, because I was on the receiving end of a cold-ish, only provider type father. You get me? So that's him. And that's what he actually, because
and that's no indictment on fathers back then, because men were socialized to be emotionally reserved and not to display a lot of emotions.
And also, that was his learning from looking at external, because his dad wasn't present. You get me? So that's what he was like. He didn't really get the core aspect to really unlearn that, hey, I did not like how this was or something like that, because he didn't have a father figure to really see what not to do and what to do and so on and so forth. So because I was on the receiving end, that's something that I had to accept too, because I was like, you know what, he was just learning. how to be. He didn't have a blueprint.
Yes.
So that's one of the part. Yeah, that's actually added to me unlearning that, say, hey, nothing is wrong with kissing my son. Nothing wrong with showing affection. Yes, when he gets older and he needs to be disciplined, I will be the disciplinarian, because I have a nephew where only me listen to. Mm-hmm. You get me? So him auntie or my partner will be like, hey, get up, don't do that. But they say, as soon as I say, hey, stand up, sit down, him boom, sit down. But at the same time, him knows that him can come, hug me up and all of that, and me and him play and kiss him up and all of that, just the same. Mm-hmm. You get me? So that's something.
Yeah, I want to ask Lester about that learning and unlearning, because he said that he had to learn, grow into the role. And as Michael is saying, he also had to do a different kind of learning, but still learning. So Lester, in terms of, because when you recognized that it was so important for you to be present, what was that like? What triggered that?
For Michael, I have a contrasting story in the sense that I had a father who was affectionate, who was around. It's not just financial. So I had that relationship and foundation going in. So it was very easy for me from the moment I found out I was going to have a child. I knew that I had to be there from the get-go. So it wasn't I didn't have any thinking. It was just natural selection for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Philip, what was it like for you?
Similar to him, my father was always around from day one, and in all the pictures at all the birthday celebrations, pick up at school, drop off, report days. My father is worthy of being, exemplified. And I just tried to do the best I could with my daughters in the same way. Always present.
Indeed.
Can I interject?
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So when I said that my father was emotionless, I did not, he was still present at school. Yes. He knew all my teachers and everything like that. You get me? So he knew
you just never there getting a hug up and kiss up.
Yes, that was the issue.
Yes.
My dad was the PTA president when I was at school.
Yes, he was actually the PTA president also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was very much active.
But
that's why I can say.
Yes.
That's why I can say that he was a great father, except for the emotional aspect that caused us to have loggerheads a lot of the time, because I would be coming to him and saying that, sir, I don't like how you approach this situation and think, if you don't like it, you have to deal with it.
Come on, think you're man, you feel yourself, yeah, man.
That is exactly exactly his response.
Yes.
You get me? So I had to know that, hey, growing up, this is something that I don't like, so I'm going to erase that from my fatherhood experience.
Yeah. But Michael, Philip, and Lester, that you as three fathers, you benefited from having fathers who were present physically and who were there, regardless of the different kinds of emotional support, but they were always there, being a part of your lives. And so we are lucky, Ricardo, to have a panel with that, because we do have in Jamaica, we have been coming from a situation where many of us, people like myself, for example, were raised in homes where our fathers were absent. And so you had to figure out in a lot of ways what a relationship with that male person would look like, and then navigate your way around it because of those challenges. And so in a lot of ways, when I hear you talking about you're involved and I notice nowadays the men are involved even in the baby showers. When I was young, men didn't go baby shower. No men were present. No, the first time I attended a baby shower, I recall, is one of my mentees at campus. And when I went to the baby shower and the father was going to be there, the husband, he was there with some of his friends, I was traumatized. Because they usually tell women secrets about the birth process, and the men are never there. So that was a while back. And I was like, this is a new world, because the men are involved from the first moment that you confirm conception. They are involved in all the processes. This is something that I know also brings a lot of heavy emotional load on men. So I'm asking you gentlemen now, what is the importance today of supporting the kind of mental health that fathers carry, because they are now carrying as much weight in a lot of ways as mothers do, because they are nurturers, they are supporting, they are providers, they are physically there. What is the importance of supporting the mental health of fathers? Philip? Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
You can take that one.
You can take that one, yes.
Important.
Of supporting the mental health of fathers, and why? Why is it important? Yes.
Well, the mental health of fathers is critical, as how the father relates to especially in my case, daughter, will shape and inform how she relates to males going forward. Mm-hmm. And if the male is not in a proper frame of mind and have an outlet to share his emotion, then he will be emotionally unstable and not necessarily present a good example to her and her going forward, and that could influence her own decisions as she moves into adulthood. Yes. So supporting the mental health of the father is critical, especially as it relates, and even in the relationship with the mother. The children need to see that kind of love and affection between mother and father and towards the child.
Yeah. Gentlemen, happy Father's Day when it comes.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
Continue to be present. And
to you too, sir.
Well,
Ricardo, you set
me up, because I know that books there say something cross that glass.
The YouTubers are setting you up.
I am a driver of the gelding.
You drive the truck.
I drive the truck. But happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
Happy Father's Day, Lester.
And I will not live this down now, because Books is going to tease me. You see, that's great. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
And continue
to be excellent
great
fathers.
Thank you so much. Indeed.
Thank you.
The
YouTubers have your manners, you know.
6 minutes after 7, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, the JCF Expo, they're going to be showcasing all that they have in terms of technology. We'll hear from them.
Light up your world with the rays of the sun, putting pure energy in the palm of your hand.
For over 20 years, Fosrich has been putting a world of energy in your hands. Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Financing now available for all your home and commercial retrofit projects. Consult with our in-house staff or certified professional engineers for all your electrical needs. Fosrich Lifestyle. It's electric. Fosrich, your energy world.
I'm Christopher Zaka, President and CEO of Sagicor Group Jamaica. Sagicor has been a solid foundation that generations of Jamaicans have trusted to help them build a better life. As we celebrate 55 years, we look forward to continuing that legacy, knowing we will always be here, providing the support and financial solutions for the next generation to succeed. Sagicor, building trust one generation at a time.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with me. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to big up my DJ. DJ Jerome the Shell Boss, I'm gonna make it bust to pew pew with the baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Welcome back, Nationwide at 5. And now, of course, we're going to go into the next segment this evening. We are talking about the JCF Expo 2.0, and we're going to be talking with, of course, the head of the Constabulary Communications Network, SSP Stephanie Lindsay. And so the JCF Constabulary Force is set to stage its second biennial Transformations, People, Quality and Technology Expo from Thursday, June 19 to Sunday, June 22 at the National Arena in Kingston, with an expanded reach at the Montego Bay Community College in St. James.
Expo 2.0 is set to continue to highlight the technology-enabled and quality management reforms and the transformation which have been systematically happening in the JCF over the last several years. The event will serve to again demonstrate how the men and women of the JCF are embracing and employing a range of technologies underpinned by quality-driven standards and procedures to deliver greater levels of service to the citizens of Jamaica and visitors. Like in 2023, Expo 2.0 will be an immersive, interactive, and high-tech environment where Jamaicans from all walks of life can experience a side of the JCF they don't see every day.
So Expo 2.0 is supported by the Amber Group, Main Event, Digicel Business, Liberty Business, Blower, Jamaica Police Cooperative Credit Union, Toyota Jamaica, ATL Automotive Group, Victoria Mutual Group, Chosen Motors, RGR Green Communications Group with the official media partner, Chucker Adventures, Ward's Power Tools, Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Sign Channel, the Montego Bay Community College, Motorola Solutions, and Novo Media. Joining us, of course, to discuss further is the head of the JCF's Constabulary Communications Network, SSP Stephanie Lindsay. Good evening, SSP Lindsay.
Hi, SSP.
Hi, good evening, and good evening to your listeners.
So what can we expect? We're going to see the operations team doing those demonstrations again, coming down from the roof, the Mission Impossible kind of thing.
Technology.
Yeah. What can we expect?
High tech.
Well, you can expect to see between June 19th to 22nd the best of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So we will be featuring, we did it in 2023, and this is a continuation. And for persons who are looking at the JCF, there's an obvious transformation that has been taking place in the force, and we have done our transformation in three main categories. We look at our people, quality, and technology. So what this expo will do is to showcase to Jamaica and the rest of the world some of the things that we are doing. How is it that we are improving the capability and the competencies of our members? How is it that we are using technology to drive what we do, and how the quality of service delivery, among other things, how they all come together, impacting what we are seeing as results in how we operate as a law enforcement agency. Also, this edition of the Expo is dubbed the Mensa edition. So it's amplifying the mind and the talent and showing how competent our members are, what are some of the skill sets that people would not normally associate with us in the JCF. So it's really about showcasing the best of the best in our people.
So SSP Lindsay, I know that this is the second staging of the Expo, and you have spread it to the second city, to Montego Bay. Why is this so?
Because when we had it the last time, it was just at the arena. And we got a lot of feedback from Western Jamaica that they really wanted to have that experience in their space as well, for the people in Western Jamaica who couldn't make it to Kingston. We know that for that we had a number of schools that actually took the children to Kingston to experience what we were showcasing for the first time. So we decided that they were clamoring to have the expo in the West, but when we looked at it, we see we could do a hybrid version of it. So we are having it simultaneously in Kingston, giving the people in Western Jamaica the opportunity to have that up and close look and feel and contact with law enforcement in a different way. So that is why we are doing both cities at the same time this time around.
Oh, it's at the same time?
Yes, at the same time.
It's at the same time.
Oh. So tell me, you're clearly expecting this expo to have an effect on how citizens perceive the JCF. How do you expect that it will be able to achieve that?
All right. So quite often, in many ways. So I must say that in a very long time, the JCF is really, getting some love from the people that we serve. So, and we know that over time, the perception of people of the JCF, that has changed, and continue to change. So sometimes when you go into some forum or you listen to some persons, especially some persons who, try to be experts at policing that they really don't know much about, you'll hear they say the JCF should be doing this, the JCF should be doing that. They watch a 1 hour CSI
CSI Miami or something, yes.
And they say, boy, the JCF should be doing that. When in fact, we're already doing it. It's just that in a real life, it's not going to happen in 1 hour. So most of the things that they are seeing being used in those movies, using science, talk about DNA, you're looking for forensics, you're looking at ballistics, all those things we are using. So persons will get an opportunity to see that in action. Of course, there are some aspects of what we do that we cannot show publicly.
Definitely.
For security reasons, we have to keep a little secret about some things. But in the main, people will get to see their own JCF, and how is it that we are exploiting technology, science, and the people quality, in our everyday policing.
And talk to me a little bit about that, the concept of people, quality, and technology. How is it impacting your day-to-day operations?
It is because, of course, don't know if you're aware that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is one of few police organizations in the world that ISO 9001 certified.
Yes, the Commissioner spoke about it at his Mensa lecture.
Yes, we are certified, and that is a very prestigious certification. So, and we continue to build on it. So we started with a few sites, and we keep adding sites. Recently we were recertified for the ones that were previously certified. As Commissioner would say, it's one thing to be certified, but to be recertified is even a bigger thing because it shows that we are consistent. And we were able to add new sites that were commended, and we got high commendation. So what you find is that the people, quality, and technology, it's a way of our internal audience as well as the external. So for Dr. Blake, and it's part of our force, is that our people are our most valuable asset. So we start by ensuring that our people feel very good about our JCF. So we're fixing up our facility. We have improved our training. We have a number of persons who are tertiary trained in various disciplines. So with the level of competence in the force, starting from training, because our training institution also has a prestigious accreditation that is only about 34 or so police formations in the world that has that accreditation. And our National Police College, our products, were able to stand up to scrutiny and got that prestigious certification. So our members are feeling very good about us as an organization. So with that level of investment in our training, one of the things that Commissioner did, our operational people, those are the members on the front line. Special programs were designed to ensure that they were competent at what they do. When they go out on operations, there should not be any hit and miss. It must be driven by information, calculation, all the things that will ensure that we get good results, and we are seeing the results. So that's about the people side of it. Now, as we talk about our quality, we provide a service that we have monopoly on that service. We are the only people who provide law enforcement service in this country. We get some support from other agencies, but not in the magnitude that we do. So it is important that our people are so prepared to deliver that service in a way that our customers demand of us. So as we improve our facility, improve our service delivery, of course, in 2025, technology plays a major part of what we do in law enforcement because we are in that digital age. We are in technology age. If we are going to be successful, then we have to be ready as an organization to tackle what the criminals are using, and they are exploiting technology to their advantage. So we just have to make sure that we are ahead of the game.
So SSP Lindsay, people, quality, and technology, and the impact on the JCF's operations. So we are speaking then about modernizing the force. This is where we are, because the force does have a sleek, mean and look in a lot of instances when we see members of the JCF at work. So we are looking, how is this, all of this modernizing the force and, upgrading the force for effectiveness for the people and, of course, the citizens of Jamaica?
So a modern police force, a force that is current, will definitely get the kind of results that we need. So when we look at the whole modernization, which is something, it's a process. So modernization and transformation is not an event. So this is something that started some time ago, and even in Commissioner's lecture, he really paid homage to some of the previous commissioners who at different time in this transformation journey, they would have impacted different ways. So Major General left, Dr. Blake took the baton and he's running his race, and he likes to say that the person who last takes the baton should run a faster leg. So he's really running a pace. He recognized how important it is to ensure that our people are motivated and we have enough supervisors. He has promoted the most police officer in a very short period in the history of the force. At all levels, we are growing the force. There was a time when we had less police officers, so we did not have that visibility. We didn't have the numbers to cover the areas that we needed to cover. Now we have had over 4,000 additional police officers, and we have moved away from just adding boots on the ground. What we are adding are quality members, quality citizens, because a lot of the persons who are joining the force now are persons who are tertiary level trained, have some specialized skills that they are coming to the JCF with. So it's not just about having numbers, it's about having quality. And we see that resonating right across the force, where we believe that we can only get better at what we do. And that is why, as a police force, we also want the people that we serve to have confidence in us that we're not just saying these things. They can actually come and see evidence that it is taking place.
And this expo is absolutely free. No need to sign up, no need to get tickets.
No, it's absolutely free. You just need to turn up. I can tell you that if you miss it, you will miss a great event, because it's not easy for somebody to tell you about this experience. You have to be there. So you can choose to be at any one of the locations. Yes. Again, I want to mention that it is June 19th through the 22nd. Each day will be a wonderful day. There will be knowledge pods there, that there are some key areas that we believe that people want to know a little more about. So they will be having those experts, subject matter experts, facilitating knowledge pods throughout the day. So you missed one, there's going to be another one. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. So even in the midst of the entertainment and the looking at all the displays that will be there. Another thing that we'll be doing this year is that we'll be showcasing a lot of the criminal investigation portfolio, as well as our community safety and security branch, because oftentimes we hear about the operations and patrols and so on, but behind the heart of what we are doing are those investigators who are ensuring that the cases are so well put together that we get the conviction. So we will be showcasing various areas of the criminal investigation branch. And how is it that they are using technology to be better and better every day? Likewise, our community engagement strategy is very complementary to what we do. And sometimes people don't understand how integrated that is in even the overall success. So operations require community engagement. Investigation requires engagement. Various stakeholders are involved in the process. So we will be showcasing how we do that. And hopefully, out of that, we will have more people coming on board to be partners and stakeholders with us, because we can't do it alone, and we police with the consensus of the people. Yes. And where we have that thrust in engaging our stakeholders, we see very tangible results.
So SSP Lindsay is Thursday, June 19 to Sunday, June 22, and we are going to be at the National Arena in Kingston and also at the Montego Bay Community College in St. James for those days. Yes.
Transformations, people, quality, and technology.
And just to put in that if you miss any of it and so on, not to worry too much, because we will also be having Transformation TV. We'll be streaming most of what we're doing on our YouTube channel. So a lot of
Transformation TV.
It's technology, so we're out there ensuring that people all over the world, and I can tell you, people are flying in for it. Persons from the region are coming in to experience it, so you can't afford to be in Jamaica and miss it.
Expo 2.0, Transformations, People, Quality, and Technology. The JCF's putting it on at the National Arena in Kingston, the Montego Bay Community College in St. James, Thursday, June 19 to Sunday, June 22.
Take the children too. Yes, exciting.
It's a family affair.
Definitely. Thank you so much, SSP Lindsay.
Thank you, SSP. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
As the head of the Constabulary Communications Network, SSP Stephanie Lindsay. We're going to go for the break. After the break, everywhere is war. Israel and Iran are at it again.
Sir Optimist International Jamaica Kingston Club presents Classics in June. Sunday, June 15 at the Hewitt Chapel. Start time 5 p.m. Artists include Christine MacDonald Nevers, Stephen Shaw Nair, and Stephen Woodham. Tickets $3,500 at Music Mart, Health Haven, and Fontana Waterloo. Children 12 and under, $2,000 at the door. Sponsored by Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited, Nationwide News Network, Vinci Construction, Origin, The Treatment Room, Chase Fund, and NCB. As we enter the peak of hurricane season, don't let downtime disrupt your business. Digicel Business offers secure cloud storage and Jamaica's only Tier 3 certified data center, built to withstand storms and safeguard your data. With 24/7 monitoring, local hosting, and 100% uptime, your operations stay protected no matter the weather. Prepare now, protect what matters. Call Digicel Business Solutions at 876-469-2677 or visit digicelbusiness.com. Digicel Business Solutions. Stay online, stay protected.
And now, for a special message on the JCF Transformations Expo 2.0 by Deputy Commissioner Karina Powell-Hood.
We've been planning for months, and now we're ready to share more of the essence of who we are. At the JCF Transformations, People, Quality, and Technology Expo 2.0, coming June 19 to 22nd at the National Arena in Kingston and at the Montego Bay Community College. Come, see, experience what you've been hearing about your transforming police force.
Welcome back. And this is our final segment, of course, here at Nationwide at 5. We're just going to be talking a little bit about the Iran-Israel war, where we know that Iran fired hundreds of ballistic missiles into Israel on Friday. That attack came in response to Israel's unprecedented strikes earlier on Friday. And according to CNN, Iran described the attack as the beginning of its crushing response. Injuries are being reported in Israel, with thousands being directed to bomb shelters.
In a statement, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country had launched a targeted military operation to roll back what he described as the Iranian threat. He says that operation will continue until the threat is removed. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iran to make a deal on its nuclear program, warning of an even more brutal Israeli attack. Here's more from the BBC. We're trying to pull that video up for you from the BBC. The BBC is reporting on this issue. Of course, Israel launched the unilateral strike. The US saying that they did not, in fact, assist Israel in launching those strikes. Iran responded earlier today, and they have hit Tel Aviv, one of the most populated cities in Israel. Here's a report from the BBC.
Launches retaliatory strikes against Israel. These are the live pictures from Tel Aviv, where we can see huge plumes of smoke rising over the city. It's not clear if they came from missile strikes or the interceptions, but emergency services say 7 people were injured on the ground, according to the AFP news agency. This is how it looked about an hour ago, with air defence systems intercepting missiles above Tel Aviv. And we've also seen a big explosion. Not sure yet what was hit and of any confirmed injuries, but we are getting some images suggesting that a building certainly has been hit and some reports of injuries. Our colleagues on the ground say they've heard several window rattling booms. Our reporter in Jerusalem has seen drones. Israel says it's continuing its airstrikes on Iranian military targets, meanwhile, following that first wave of attacks last night, which hit nuclear sites and several targets in the capital. This video shows the aftermath of a new airstrike near Tehran in the city of Gandhari. And Iranian media say the country's air defence is now activated in central Tehran. A loud explosion's also been heard in Isfahan. And it comes after several of Iran's military leaders and 6 of the nation's top nuclear scientists were killed, with state media reporting that civilians, including children, are amongst the dead. Iran's airspace has been closed indefinitely, forcing hundreds of flights to take longer routes around the conflict zone. And in the last couple of hours, Russia's leader, President Putin, has spoken to both the Iranian president and the Israeli prime minister, condemning the Israeli strikes and offering mediation between the countries. Well, let me just show you also live pictures from New York, because the UN Security Council is about to start an emergency meeting to discuss the situation. We'll bring that to you live. The Iranian foreign minister has said that Israel has crossed every red line, and the international community must not let these crimes go unpunished. Ione Wells, our correspondent, is in Jerusalem. Ione, just bring us up to date with what we know is happening in Israel with these strikes continuing.
That's right. In the last couple of moments, Iran's state media and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard have confirmed that Iran is indeed trying to strike targets in Israel. They have said that they are launching the 3rd round of missile retaliatory strikes on Israel. So that explains why we have seen images of drones, of explosions, both here in Jerusalem, but also in Tel Aviv as well. Now, just earlier this evening, from where I'm standing, I could see a couple of drones flying through the sky here, some of which seem to end in what were quite big explosions. We heard bangs. We heard a sort of low rumbling noise echoing throughout the city, which has been something that our colleagues in Tel Aviv have been reporting as well. Now, as you touched on, it's not clear whether these explosions are the sounds of missiles hitting the ground or hitting targets here in Israel, or whether they are the sound of them being intercepted by Israel's defense operations. Now, certainly Israel has said it is working on intercepting missiles, but it's clear that attacks are continuing on both sides this evening. Earlier in the evening, we heard as well from Iranian state media that the Iranians were working on intercepting further missiles in Tehran as well, and that and the IDF confirmed that they had now hit 200 targets in Iran. That's double what they had reported previously in the day. So, as was widely expected, we are seeing further escalation this evening. As I say, that was not necessarily a surprise after both sides said that this was now a war. The IDF had said it's war. Iran's foreign ministry earlier had said that Israel's actions amounted to a declaration of war. So it was expected that this would continue this evening, and we're waiting to see what the extent of damage will be throughout the night this evening.
Ione Wells for now in Jerusalem. Thank you very much. Just to let you know, we are seeing pictures there in Tel Aviv, where it does look as though at least one building has been hit. The Israeli Fire Service reportedly saying they're responding to major incidents from the Iran missile attack. Also that the ambulance service sending teams to areas hit around Tel Aviv. Apparently 7 locations, reports of strikes in the Dan Block, Tel Aviv metropolitan area. according to the Israel Ambulance Service, and also reports of 5 injured, according to the ambulance service, 1 in moderate condition and the other 4 lightly injured by shrapnel.
That report there from the BBC on the ongoing Iran-Israel war that continues to unfold. And of course, we are going to go now and open the lines to our callers so that we can move into our discussion. So let me see, who do we have online? Okay. So we're going to remind you, of course, of our lines, 630-9371-4 and 618-8255. You can call us in studio, and of course, we will take your calls here on Nationwide at 5.
Get on the run with Appleton Estate this month. Dive into the history, craftsmanship, and experience a taste of Jamaican excellence. Indulge in your favorite Appleton Estate cocktails and food pairings available at participating restaurants. Or receive a complimentary Appleton 8-year-old Reserve 200 ml when you purchase a bottle of Appleton Estate's Signature Blend 750 ml while stocks last at participating outlets. Appleton Estate. Land on the extraordinary. Follow us at Appleton Estate JA to get on the rum. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
And now, a special message from our Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake.
In 2023, many of you told us how pleasantly surprised you were with our first Transformations Expo. Be prepared to be amazed at Transformations Expo 2.0, People, Quality and Technology, coming from 2 locations at the National Arena in Kingston and simultaneously at the Montego Bay Community College from Thursday, June 19 to Sunday, June 22. Bring your friends. Bring your family. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Anonymous, this one is very classic, dedicated to all schoolers who are taking them.
If you've ever struggled to pass an exam, then you'll know that students today are under great pressure to get good grades and secure qualification needed to move on to higher education. The problem is that too many students are struggling alone and could really benefit from connecting with hardworking teachers and other bright students in other parts of the country and the region. Join me, Dennis Brooks, this and every Friday evening from 8 to 9, with a repeat on Saturday morning from 8 to 9. For the A-Team, a study group on radio. My team of teachers, students, and experts will break down the syllabus, giving you information, tips, and past paper questions that will help you get top grades in your upcoming exams. Follow us on Facebook Live and on Twitter and be a part of the community. It's the A-Team, Fridays at 8 p.m. with a repeat at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's your free extra class on radio and social media. And it's right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Welcome back, Nationwide at 5. And you have me, and I want to remind you, it's Friday the 13th. That is said to be a bad luck day. It's also my birthday, and we are looking at many things. And Jackie, look at my clothes, Jackie, you're too bad. What are you talking about? Thank you guys for the birthday greetings. I think I have Amalo online. Good evening, Amalo. Hi.
Good evening, Dr. O. Good evening, Ricardo. Happy 16th birthday, Dr. O.
God bless you. Talk to me. What you want to talk about? Talk to me.
I want to talk, and this is what I want to talk about. Yes. I really want to understand what is the media's role in the democracy.
When you said the media's role in democracy, the media is the fifth estate. We are supposed to be making sure that we are paying attention to uncovering what is happening and being a kind of balance, a force that is a balance in all of these democracies that we are a part of. So we are the fifth
in Jamaica democracy.
You talk about in Jamaica, but which media? You're talking media. Remember that we have media. We have media. We have social media.
Not the social media, because you know that is open up to almost everybody. But I'm talking about like media houses in Jamaica that are regulated by the government.
Provide you with information, provide the citizens with good information, and keep the democracy as much as possible on its toes.
Do they do a check on the information? Is the responsibility a part of putting checks on what politicians say to the people?
Fact-checking is a part of it, yes.
For traditional media houses, yes.
You know why I asked you this question?
Why?
I asked you this question in the context of a lot of untruth is coming out of the People's National Party when they are talking about events or things that is happening in Jamaica. And I, for one, understand that when you have something becomes normalized in a society, like untruth, then you create this thing, a mistrust in the institutions that's supposed to serve the people. And one of the greatest things in an institution when serving the people is trust. And I am having a problem with this because I think the media has allowed, as a part of allowing murder to reach 1,000 in Jamaica without checking the politicians as to the plans they have to contain these types of things that were happening in Jamaica. They just report 6 murders today, 5 murders yesterday, and stuff like this, rather than asking politicians what are the measures that are being put in place in terms of funding for the police, what are the conditions of the police, and all of these things. These things were privy to us in Jamaica when the Andrew Holness government took over. It's then we know the condition of the state, of the police, that they were just operating really, just be there, not really having resources to really carry out the duties that Jamaicans were expecting of them. We never knew that until Dr. Chung came and tell Dr. Chung Chang tell us. Dr. Chang came and told us that the radio system that the police used was totally gone. So we are saying, when we hear these untruths coming out of the leader of the opposition and then the people that are behind him trying to push these things for political power, where does the media serve in this? Because it's a danger if we allow the normalization of lies in this country, you know. It's a danger to the development of the nation, you know.
All right, Amalo.
Okay, Amalo. Thank you. Thank you for the point, indeed. Yes.
Richie, good evening.
Hi, Richie.
Good evening. Good evening, Master Ricardo. Good evening, Doc.
Hi. Yes, hi.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Richie. Yes.
And I have 2 more happy birthdays as well. One is for Richie. Today is my birthday as well.
Really? The 13th.
Birthday, Richie.
Happy Gemini birthday.
Yes, man.
Thank you. Yes.
You know something, Doc? People take us for food.
Which people?
Most people take us for.
Which people?
Most people.
Take
people,
who?
especially when they want to use us. Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to send an next happy birthday as well to a lady in Beddar's Gate. Her name is Siani. We share that same birthday as well.
All right. Happy birthday.
But, yes, you know, in the contest for Lisa Hanna and Mark Gordon to be the leader of the opposition, it's Mark Gordon I choose, you know. Because I heard that he was the brainchild of Bunting and Gordon Company and is a lawyer. So I said that I believe he would be a better opposition leader. And Lisa is someone I love for read from she become Miss Jamaica World. I always say I will not forgive PJ Paston and Dr. Homer Davis because of the destroyed economy. And when I get to learn that Mark Bonham was the main advisor of PJ Paston, how long me say me can't believe sometimes.
Yes.
You know the point I get into?
Yes.
That lady that run the lady out of Farton Pharmacy in the West.
In Mandeville.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? No. We had a call for apology. And I'm saying it is hard to know that to reach about this place. But the thing that Mark Golding and PG have done to this country and done to the people of Jamaica. For example, when Venetia Phillips walked out of the party, he called her traitor. What's her name again? Which she and her friend said Venetia Phillips. And her friend said to Venetia Phillips, hey, girl, you know, say a traitor. And we'll go to them. And she laughed. What's her name again? Dr. whatever her name again?
I don't recall.
Dr. Angela Bromberg.
Right, I don't.
Dr. Angela Bromberg. You find when the DPP lost the case, Mr. Incubator said, hey, part of your yard. Why didn't they ask these people to apologize? Those things was wrong, you know.
Who is supposed to ask him to apologize? The leader of the opposition?
This lady of the opposition who called him to apologize for this later on.
Mm-hmm.
They should call those things to apologize as well, because those things are wrong. And we know that there are PPP supporters and their birds of they're no different. So you know what I said to them.
But does that make it right?
It is wrong, brethren. Okay. But they should know that. I mean, they were doing things that was wrong before, and if this time come, they know so they needed to blame themselves. So no hold that.
All right, Richie. All right, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your birthday. All right. Thank you so much. Who's on?
Who done it?
Hi, who done it? Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, hi.
Yes, good evening. Ricardo, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, man. I must really agree with Amalo's points regarding the media and what it seems as if, I don't know if mainstream media has become, I wouldn't say intellectually lazy, but there is not this sort of a probing, this sort of investigative journalism. I don't know if it is fair, and it is the type of intimidationary politics that is happening.
What do you want us to investigate?
For instance, the media is the bastion of democracy. And there are a number of things that show up there, and they have not gotten any follow-up. One of them is we have not known what is the status of that collapsed staircase in Mr. Golding's constituency, whether it has been restored properly restored. And then there's also some argument came out from Mr. Golding regarding corruption with regards to as if there has been wild-scale money missing. And what I'm saying...
money missing from Ricardo, what? Money missing from
we have not... No, in other words, when they speak as if... I think up to since week, he alluded to something like that if there is some sort of shenanigans going on in the ministry. And I'm saying now, for over 9 years.
Which ministry?
Now,
hold on, no man. In which ministry?
Yeah. No, he has not. He has not stated the ministry. But apart from he went. I think he spoke about the Cornwall Regional Hospital, and he says that 23 or $24 billion.
Right, and we have carried. Well, I can't speak for the whole media landscape, but certainly Nationwide has carried the response from the Minister of Health. We've had the Minister of Health on. He has explained. We've reported the explanation. So when you say you agree with Amalo that we're not fact-checking, we have reported the truth as available. Siobhan went into the budget book. Siobhan took you through the numbers. So when you say you agree with Amalo on what haven't we done that you think we should have done?
Well, what I'm saying, what I noticed with mainstream media is that there's a lot of things coming out there that are misinformation and disinformation. And according to what I know, and I want to concur somehow with Amalo that the media has not, because I mean, even in a debate, Ricardo, which you are proponent as such. When people come to debate and speak now, that you have fact checks that people check to say if it is true. So there's a lot of things that Mr. Golding has been speaking. And essentially what Amalo is saying is that the media seems to have this fear that nobody really wants to really take him on. And he's just out there like a loose cannon and just saying a lot of these things. And nobody is really taking him on.
I can't speak on behalf of mainstream media writ large, but I can speak on behalf of Nationwide that if we hear something that we know to be factually incorrect, we will
challenge
it and put the correct information out there. That is our basic.
But also, I think the listeners should also, and the YouTubers should also remember that there's a lot more happening in Jamaica and in the world than just what Mr. Golden or someone else might say in the politics. So there are so many different things happening that media houses have to deal with. Yes.
I want somebody to get a chance.
Yes.
So you agree in the way how Mr. Golden presented his renounced certificate? Don't you think that this is something that he should have tabled in the parliament and properly presented so that it can have good scrutiny? Because
we've said that here before. We've said that here before. More than once.
I've heard that said more than once on this station.
We've said it here more than once, repeatedly.
Consistently.
In fact, all right.
All right. So we're going to talk to somebody else. Hold on it. Thank you so much. Yes.
Ian. Good
Hi,
evening.
Ian.
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to jump in on the conversation regarding the removal of the Auditor General as a commissioner from the Integrity Commission. Now, I'm trying to get my head around some of the extreme views that this thing is tyrannical and that sort of thing. Now, the Auditor General is but one of the commissioners on the Integrity Commission.
That's correct.
And the current Auditor General has been doing a good job as Auditor General.
Yes.
And I commend her for that.
Absolutely.
But what extraordinary injury will be done by her not being there as a commissioner? Does this outweigh the injury caused by the Auditor General Department itself not being able to conduct performance audit of the Integrity Commission from time to time? Not being a commissioner, it makes it possible for the department to conduct independent examination of how the Integrity Commission conducts itself, examining its function, its operation, its management systems, procedures, and determine whether the Integrity Commission is being effective and efficient in its use of public resources. The Auditor General does not just audit financial statements. It and examine the prudence and financial reporting.
Also audits processes.
Right.
Yes, and that is important.
Yes.
And the Integrity Commission is not above such scrutiny. So the big question is, what injury is being caused by her not being there?
That's my question as well, my brother. And as I said yesterday, I really thought the headline that I saw in the Gleaner was over the top. I think. And
I think they're referring to the comment made by...
I know. Right. And the comment itself was over the top. Yeah. And what disappoints me is that on a matter that we should be having robust, sound debates with actual arguments being advanced, we have seemingly descended into just extremist language. Yeah. And there's nothing behind it. And when you say things like it undermines democratic principles, people who have sense, sensible people will say, but how? You're having a process where members of the public have made submissions to a legislative body, and a legislative body that has deliberated on something that's going to make a recommendation. You're going to have a law. How does it undermine? It doesn't stand up.
I'm even asking that the Auditor General not being a commissioner, how does it compromise the Integrity Commission?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Persons must speak specifically to those points to be able to make an argument, and I'm not hearing that. And I'd really call on Jeanette Calder and I call on Ms. Archer and others who haven't commented on it to answer that specific point. I
don't think you're gonna get any more clear answers because NIA released a statement today, which to me was just doubling down and was equally over the top in the claims that it makes. I don't think you're gonna get any specific answer.
Well, if it doesn't, then the credibility is going to come into play.
Okay.
Well, I think Ricardo and Ian, before Ian goes, though, this is a part of the kind of conversation that Omalu was asking us about in terms of the media ensuring that there is balanced conversation and discussion around particular issues, especially for the public, so that they get a balanced and clear point of view for the democracy.
But I have said, Professor Hope, I have said, and this is where I blame the academy. Mm-hmm. You and your colleagues, let me tell you.
You call this is not my area, but you call on colleagues
the academy. I blame the academy overall because here's the thing.
Yes.
I find that there's a one-track thinking, especially coming out of the University of the West Indies.
How so?
In terms of how we think about public policy issues, there is rarely any diversity of thought. Well, certainly the loudest voices. Yeah, maybe,
and that's what
maybe there are other voices, but
you normally call on the same voices, the ones that are available. I will use the word.
There we go.
Right.
Because so we here try to get varying views from, for example, the Department of Government. We try carry
my former department.
Yes,
so I have
there is a singularity of thought.
Yes.
And it troubles me.
Charmin, thanks for your greeting. Yes, Ian.
But quickly before I go, you see, I see where Adrian Strachan, who was, I think he was the AG, was for 29 years, and he was on the Integrity Commission. Now, those things are embedded historical things, and we have evolved. So, are we holding on to something that happened 30 odd years ago and not looking today to see, and I think this is what that process that occurred recently, does what happened today, is it relevant?
Yeah, and as I said, the fact that we've done something one way for 60 years doesn't mean it shouldn't change or can't change.
Yeah.
Right. And doesn't mean it's the only way and it's the right way.
Precisely.
The only way or the right way. So I think, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you for the call, Ian. And yes, there's that kind of discussion that needs to be had, Ricardo. But, particularly in the current climate where we are really in the election climate, a lot of persons are not willing to come out and speak fulsomely on issues. So there's that as well.
But I hear that, and I understand the fear, obviously.
Yes.
People want self-preservation, people want employment, all kinds of things. And Dennis Strong can tell you the cost of speaking
For example, look at what happened to Dennis Strong.
I'm giving your professional opinion. Yes. But I certainly think, Prof, the academy, academia, those with the PhDs, we look to you all,
And I know this,
which is why
many of us, some of us make ourselves available because in a lot of ways to at least help to flesh out things in a more, a balanced way. And many of the times we try to be balanced. We are not going to be taking hard sides unless there's a clear line that we must stay. But putting information, but research-driven information into the picture that provides a clearer overview for people listening, because the media has their own work to do, and the academy usually in all these dispensations that we see, CNN and elsewhere, you see the professors and the researchers from the different universities being a part of the conversation around different issues.
I don't think enough of that happens in Jamaica. I don't think so. And as I said, I don't get a diversity of ideological opinions. It's always one track.
And that is something, as I said, some of us, and I'm going to make it clear, we are available. We try to make ourselves available. But in a lot of ways, it is something that maybe we can look at more deeper, because some of us do far more. They call me to talk about politics because I have a master's of philosophy in political science. I say, call my colleagues in that department because I'm not really there. I'm doing the culture thing and sometimes the gender thing as well. But it is a part of a conversation that we need to have more, because there are persons at the university with PhDs, researchers, professors and others who have a lot of information to share and who should be also be given a chance. So we try to make their names and their contact information available, and then the media houses can get them on board. So in a lot of ways, so civil society and the universities, not just UWI, but also UTech and others, NCU, UCC.
Give us a PhD. Get a PhD.
Well, you're always welcome to come and study with us. I got my PhD at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia, remember, because I went away to study. So you can come to the University of the West Indies, go to any of our universities and get a PhD. But his father's here, so we need to do something. We're playing a song for the fathers.
Well, maybe I'll play Happy Birthday, my friend, for you.
Oh,
I don't know.
Me like the song.
We can give a little piece of that box and then one for the father. Then big up yourself because you're a real father. You played that one earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, I could give her a happy birthday.
I want my busy song, yes.
One more year pandemic. Go on with our vibes. Listeners, thank you all so much. That's the end of the week. Thank you for journeying with us over the week. Dana David, thank you very much. Our technical operator, Andrew Glenn Anderson, we appreciate you. My colleagues in the newsroom, the very best in the business. My name is Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Donna Hope. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Happy Father's Day when it comes, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
All over
Happy
Jamaica,
Father's
all over.
Day.
Thank you so
This
much.
song is Professor Hope. And if you're having a birthday, happy birthday to you too. She's giving us a little dance.
Celebrate life, celebrate life. One more year on them. Celebrate life. One more year on them. Yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year on them. Go on, one a vibe. Give thanks for life. Next year we doing it again. Yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year on them. More life to your cow there till the end. Real from me heart, no pretend. Big birthday, bash. If I ever on the ground, nigga, splash. Give thanks for my life, oh gosh. Watch it, them make me go deep in the stash. Drink and smoke, so we frost. Turn up the sound box. Girl, them a bubble to the max. Everything well, cool and relax. So we send out the location. They a pass back. We a pop champagne non-stop, yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend.
It's the weekend and the youth are taking over the airwaves. Yes, we are the new voices and faces of the Talk Up You radio show.